Hello, my little ninjas. My name's Mike. This is my YouTube page, Mox News. Thanks so much for tuning in. Mox News, and welcome to your Wake and Bake News at 7 p.m. I'm your host, Moxie. Okay, so thanks so much for tuning in. It's always better when you're here. Please don't forget. Tonight is Dabs for Donations Friday, which is always fun. And we're giving away a lovely, lovely pizza gift card because everybody likes pizza. And we're giving away a lovely pizza gift card. And Craig says we usually have a goal of $50 to give away the pizza gift card in donation. Dabs for Donations Friday. You give a donation, I take a dab in your honor. We usually have a $50 goal that we're trying to reach on Fridays before we give away the pizza gift card to the fifth caller. That being said, Craig says, I don't make the rules, people. So Craig says, Craig makes the rules. In case you're wondering, Craig makes the rules. Craig says that we can roll over the donations from last Friday, since we didn't get enough last Friday. We can roll over the donations from last Friday, which was $20, which was my moderators donating. We would prefer that some other people, $10 from each of my moderators, so which is so nice of them. Thank you so much, you wonderful, beautiful, beautiful people. That being said, he said we can roll over the $20 from last Friday, which means we only need to get $30 in donations to give away the pizza gift card, which is, I guess, easier than getting $50. Not only that, Craig said that if we get a second $50 donation, besides the first $30 donation, which we need to reach the $50 goal, adding in the $20 from last Friday, if we reach the second $50 goal, then we can give away another gift card. Just too much fun. How can we stand all this excitement? So I really want to do a dab, and the first one's free. Okay, it's Dabs for Donations Friday. If you'd like me to do a dab in your honor, I'll be happy to do that. And I'm gonna do one in just a second here for one of our regular donors who doesn't get enough credit. So I'm gonna play a video while I heat up the bong. And I will be right back to take a big fat puff with you, and then maybe we'll get some donations. We'll do more puffs or whatever. So, and it is a call-in show, so I'm pretty sure you can see the number up there on the screen, 805-669-6397. If you'd like to call, please feel free to call at any time. All your calls are welcome. So I'm going to play this clip number 7, and I'll be right back. I'm going to heat up the bong. It's like a 2-minute clip, just enough time to heat up the bong, and do a fat dab. So if you want to do a dab or a puff with me, now is the time to get ready. Begin preparation now. Hold on.
Iranians are voting today in a controversial presidential election in which most of the candidates were barred from the race.
Now, the U.S. is watching this closely because Iran and the U.S. are negotiating a potential revival of the 2015 nuclear deal. CNN's Fred Pleitkin is in Tehran. Fred, it's evening there. What do we know about turnout? When do we expect to get a result?
Yeah, turnout, Victor, was really the big thing that everybody was looking at here because, as Allison perfectly correctly said, a lot of the candidates who were going to run in this election, especially the moderate candidates, were actually banned before the election even started. In the end, there were 7 candidates, and then 3 of those actually dropped out in favor of the main hardliner. So his name is Ibrahim Raisi. He's very close to Iran's supreme leader, and he's certainly someone who looks to bring Iran on a more conservative track, a more hardline track. He's so far been the head of the judiciary, and he was very hard in that role. And the turnout here does seem to be a bit lower than it was in the last presidential election, which I covered as well. But as you can see right now, let me take a look at the clock real quick. It's actually 11:15 in the evening here, and you can see there are still actually a lot of people who are still coming to the polls. In fact, we were looking outside before, and there's actually a line of people outside. Of course, that's not necessarily representative. We're in one polling station in the country of 80 million people, but it certainly does show that there are people who are going to the polls. Now, the big question, of course, for the U.S. and for other countries is what would a more conservative, even more conservative-leaning Iran mean for relations with the United States and with the West? It was interesting because I was able to speak earlier to the head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council, who is very close to the supreme leader. And he said as far as the Iran nuclear agreement is concerned, which of course right now there's negotiations to bring the U.S. back in, bring Iran back into compliance, they said those negotiations would certainly continue because Iran's supreme leader has said he wants those negotiations to continue, and he certainly wants the U.S. back in and wants Iran back into compliance because Iran, of course, on the whole, is looking for sanctions relief and to really get its economy back on track, which is still very much suffering from those crippling sanctions from the Trump administration, guys.
Fred Pleitgen, really interesting and very lively polling place for 11:15 p.m. Thank you very much for the reporting.
Thank you, Fred.
You cue the music when the teardrops stop. She looks so lonely, but she got no heart. All right, you guys ready for a bong hit? I love the tile work, the mosaics that you see in a lot of Middle Eastern countries. I wish we had stuff like that. It's so beautiful. But what do I know? So where were we? Right. Okay, so Dabs for Donations Friday, and this one is for Katrinka. We don't hear from Katrinka a whole lot lately. Hopefully she's out touring with her band. But we don't hear a lot from Katrinka, although every month she makes a donation, which is incredibly generous of her. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate it enough, Katrinka. So this, I hope we hear from you soon. This dab's for you. That was nice. Thank you, Katrina. Katrinka. What's wrong with me? Katrinka. She's so wonderful. We'd love to hear from you if you have time, anytime in the not too distant future, should. All right, so as I was saying, it's Dabs for Donations Friday, and we're giving away a free pizza gift card if we can reach our goal of $30. The goal is really $50, but we're rolling over $20 from last week since we did not get the $50 goal and we were not able to give away the pizza gift card, which we're looking forward to doing. So reducing the goal tonight to $30 in order to give away the pizza gift card to the 5th caller, which should be loads of fun if we can do it. Which is somewhat doubtful. So if you'd like to make a donation, there's clickable links in the text body of this video, or in the chat there's also links, or you can go to moxnews.com. It should take less than 2 minutes to leave a little something in my bowl, which is always very nice of you, and hopefully it won't be just the moderators who do it tonight. Thank God for the moderators. Where would we be without the moderators? All right, so where were we? Okay, so I have a video tonight, and it's talking about how the U.S. government just ordered another 200 million vaccines, and that it looks like, according to this video, this news clip, it looks like we're going to be getting booster shots here in the very near future. Woohoo! I've always wanted a booster shot. Can I get this one in my butthole? Can you make it a suppository instead? That would be wonderful. Let's see. Ooh, Portland riot police all quit. And I think that's a wonderful thing. And, well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Also, I have a clip of the riot, the protesters on January 6th outside the Capitol, and inside the Capitol. But this is shot from outside, and it's so weird because they described the video as disturbing, and that's not the impression that I got. So we'll look at that momentarily, and murder hornets. Murder hornets are coming for you. I think somebody must be making a lot of money off the whole murder hornets thing, because it looks like something doesn't look right when it comes to the murder hornets. And it's so weird how much they love saying murder hornets. I heard them talking about killer hornets last night. Murder, killer, killer, murder, murder, killer, killer, murder. What the fuck is happening with these news people? Right? Terrorists. What, the terrorists aren't enough? The plague isn't enough? The murder hornets are coming for you. Everybody better run. They're killers. How is this happening? The murder hornets exist in Japan, right? And they're not on TV every single day going, murder hornets! They've been there for a century or more, and they're not on TV. I watch the Japanese news on a regular basis. And I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen a story about murder hornets on the Japanese news. So what the fuck, right? Murder hornets! Terrorists! The plague! The protesters are fucking terrorists now! We have to shut down the internet because we can't have the internet. Oh, can you guys see where this is going? Because I see where it's going, and it is not a good place. And that's the real problem, right? Is that as long as we were moving in a good direction, and I'm not talking about, Biden coming along and making up for, Trump. I'm not talking about Trump coming along and making up for Obama. I'm certainly not talking about Obama coming along and making up for George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. You had the opportunity. And by the way, this Juneteenth holiday that they just signed into, national holiday, Juneteenth. I believe that's correct. Juneteenth signed into a national holiday tomorrow. I believe it takes place tomorrow. Signed in as a national holiday yesterday by Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi and some other dickhole, I'm sure. Juneteenth. And what I really want to point out here is that Obama had control of the House of Representatives and the Senate. Obama, our first black president, and he had the chance to do the same thing. And I'm absolutely certain many people were encouraging him to make a national holiday out of Juneteenth. I'm absolutely certain. And this leads back to the formation of the Black Lives Matter group under the presidency of Barack Obama, our first black president. And the reason that it had to be formed was because it seemed like maybe Barack Obama didn't think that Black Lives Matter. So they were like, hey, Black Lives Matter, right, Mr. President? Under Obama, our first black president, who could have easily passed the Juneteenth national holiday. Our first black president, who chose not to. And again, a giant disappointment of hope and change. That would have been so much change. He could have gone pointed to that. Instead, we got to wait until 10 years later to have this happen to this fucking piece of garbage fucking human being, Joe Biden, who has hurt the black community in this country as much as any other individual? Oh yeah, Juneteenth, we love black people so much, we'll give them their own holiday. Which, you know, again, it's fucking 10 years too late, Obama. Okay? You had your chance. This douchebag, who you might want to call your legacy, you know, right? So if Joe Biden is a return to the you know, the honorable ways of the Obama presidency, right? The last time Joe Biden was in the White House, the last time the Democrats were in the White House, during the Obama presidency, he was commonly referred to as the third and fourth term of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. So if that's the direction Joe Biden is headed toward, and if you don't believe me, then you weren't there. Because I was there. I was fucking embedded. And I'm telling you, hope and change came in the form of the third and fourth term of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Black lives matter, right, Mr. President Obama? Black lives matter, don't they? Asshole. Piece of garbage. Dickhole. Fuck off. These are the kind of leadership that we have. Oh, and Obama was the most liberal president of all time. I left that part out. I guess Joe Biden is now the most... Fucking assholes. How do we get such shitty people representing us? I want someone I can feel proud of to be our fucking leader, our first foot forward into the world. You know? It would have been so easy to be proud of Obama. And instead, he turned into the third and fourth term of George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. It would have been so easy. All he had to do was end the wars. Say these wars have been based on lies, which we all knew by the time Obama took office. These wars have been based on lies. There is no reason that we should be losing our U.S. soldiers, our brothers and sisters, our mothers and fathers, our sons and daughters. It would have been so easy to make that speech. So fucking easy. And say, and George W. Bush and Dick Cheney are the ones who created the lies that led us into war in Iraq. It would have been so fucking easy. Any real man could have done it. Any real man could have stepped up. Or any real female. Any real whole human being. Not some split off into a million different directions. That's who I am. Somebody who's fucking whole. They could have stepped up and said the exact words that I said. These wars are based on lies. That would have been hope and change that we actually could have believed in. Right? But Obama took all the hope in the world and crushed it into a fine powder and snorted it right up in front of all of us. And then with his big shit-eating grin, talked about hope and change, which he just fucking ridded the world of. I'm just saying. You people can see the phone number, right? And again, this isn't the way that I want to see things. Okay? Now, I can either, pretend like I don't see things. I don't understand what's happening in the world. I don't care what's happening in the world. It doesn't apply to me. I just want to cruise through the world. And I get that, I'm a stoner. I just want to be barefoot on the beach all day, every day with my dog. Maybe some hot girl. I don't want to, I don't want to think about all this government bullshit. I don't want to think about, where the world's at. I certainly don't want to think negatively about it. Like I said, if we had a president, I want a president we can be proud of. Is anybody proud of Joe Biden? I guess that's a title for another show, right? Is anybody proud of Joe Biden? We're doing that one next week. I'm gonna write it down right now. So you people need to fucking call Or do something, god damn it! What now? Alright, so I thought about doing the show tonight about, do you think that I'm too negative? I mean, do you think that I see the world? I mean, it's not how the way I see the world, but so much, that I have a negative outlook. Because I'm not trying to have a negative outlook. I'm trying to point out where we're at right now and have a discussion about how we make it better. That's the reason that the phone number is up on the screen. So, and it's not just a matter of you talking with me. It's a matter of you talking, and then the next person talking, and then the next person talking, and all of us getting to this place where we reach some kind of an understanding, We, even if we don't reach an understanding, we're coming together by having a conversation. That's leaps and bounds ahead of where we're at now, because, and that's the whole point of having a call-in show. At least that's why I do it. I don't know why other people do it necessarily. Maybe to, do fart jokes and stuff. I don't know. Which truth, Keithy? Where'd you get that name, Keithy? Your mama give you that name? I like that name, Keithy. Keithy. Hello?
Well, if you don't like America so much, Mike, maybe you ought to move to China. We have an excellent democracy here, and China is a dictatorship where they imprison their people and deprive people of human rights. I mean, there's nothing wrong with America. America is the greatest country that has ever existed. And
if I move to China or the Philippines or Taiwan or fucking the Iceland, then the fucking cunt fucking dictators win. The people that are trying to fear us into submission, the people that are talking about the terrorists and the insurrectionists and the murder hornets. I'm not running from those people. I just wish it didn't have to be that way. If it wasn't this way, I would seriously be focused on being barefoot on the beach. That's where I would put all of my energy. I swear.
so who is that guy in New York that always runs for office with the boot on his head? Vermin Supreme, right?
Uh-huh.
Maybe you ought to run for office, Mike, and get a little gadget or a trick going and try to change America from the inside, because it ain't working, baby. It ain't working from the outside. You got to change the system from the inside. You got to enter into the system like a virus, but not like a Trump virus. Trump was too weak. We have to get a virus like fucking political Ebola, where these people are bleeding out of their eyes and their anuses, and it's like projectile vomiting in Congress. They'll be trapped in their own cage. They got a 10-foot high cage up, protecting them from the outside, but if we can get in there like a virus, we can make them all projectile vomit and run around like fucking Apocalypse Now, where Nancy Pelosi is eating the brain of Chuck Schumer, and then that mayor from Detroit.
Nobody ate fucking brains in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, but in Legend, they ate people's brains.
I don't even know what that is, Legend, okay? Apocalypse Now is a great movie, and I don't want people thinking that it was like a zombie movie or something. Nobody ate brains in Apocalypse Now. If you haven't seen it, you are truly missing out.
Charlie don't surf, motherfucker. Charlie don't surf. I know about Apocalypse Now. And we're in the apocalypse now. So, I'm just saying.
You know about the Heart of Darkness?
Yeah, but that was in South America, I think, not Vietnam.
No, it was the Mississippi River.
Oh, it wasn't Africa or South America?
Nope, Mississippi River.
Did you read it?
No, but I watched a documentary called The Heart of Darkness. It was made by Francis Ford Coppola's wife, and
Right.
and she talked a lot about The Heart of Darkness. And if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend you watch Apocalypse Now. End of story. And if you can, you should watch The Heart of Darkness right after it, because the making of that movie is an amazing story, including
Yeah,
those
the
of you
making-
those
the
of you
making-
those of you who have seen Apocalypse Now probably remember the scene with Martin Sheen where he's drinking 151 out of a bottle, just pouring it in his mouth, and he like can barely stand up,
And he really cut his hand on that mirror.
he punches the mirror, and and they just start bleeding everywhere. They said that was his birthday, and he was just fucked up out of his mind, and that he really did fucking mess up his hand during that scene. And it's
Yeah, and he told Francis Ford Coppola, keep filming.
fuck yeah, dude, fucking of course.
Yeah, I mean, everything about the way that movie evolved, and it was an evolution. It was like they totally changed it during the process, turned that thing into a masterpiece. And there's all kinds of masterpieces, but that one is really set apart in the history of movies. Apocalypse Now, it just, I mean, it was filmed in the Philippines, so they had to film those explosions where they blew up the jungle, where they called in the airstrike. They had to do that in the Philippines, and a lot of those people, those actors, those extras, they're Filipinos, So,
No, it's great. They filmed 200 hours of film. So and then like it's just fucking idiotic, because trying to edit 200 hours of film is like a monumental project that you just might not be able to make happen. So
yeah, and I think they were splice and tape at that time. That makes it even doubly difficult to splice tape and edit. So, it's an epic fucking movie, and I still like to see it, And the thing about Martin Sheen's character, I forget his name, but is that, I even wrote a song one time years ago. What's it called? Dogs. It's about, it's inspired by Pink Floyd Dogs, so I wrote my own Dogs. And one of the lyrics is, I stole straight out of Apocalypse Now, and I added one line to it. The lyric is, you're just an errand boy with a cup to fill, sent by grocery clerks to collect a bill. But the part in Apocalypse Now is when Colonel Kurtz tells Martin Sheen, you're just an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to collect the bill. He says, are you an assassin? And then Martin Sheen says, no, I'm a soldier. And then fucking Marlon Brando tells him straight up, you're an errand boy sent by grocery clerks to collect the bill. And that thesis is applicable to everybody in the intelligence community, every fucking paid assassin, who works for the army, the whole tragedy of Vietnam. I mean, nowadays they have to fool us because we have the tools to get a glimpse at what they're doing. Back then, what did they have? Reporters with notebooks and a couple film cameras, to film the war. And even then, in 1970, they had CIA agents in all of the news agencies, in the AP, the Associated Press, everywhere, in the newspapers. So the apocalypse is going on. The war has never ended. I think America's had like 220 years of war in its history, and it's only about 250 years old. So America is a war country. And I think information is power. So the more we empower ourselves with good information, the clearer we will see what is really happening on planet Earth. And the apocalypse means the unveiling. That's what the word apocalypse means. The unveiling. So everything is being unveiled, but of course the fact checkers are having their say their day. You can't talk about viruses. You can't talk about Syria. You can't talk about Venezuela. You can't be a history revisionist, right? But history is a living thing. It's not like, oh, the farther we get away from a historical event, the less accurate it is. No. The farther you get away from a war like Vietnam, the more information you have to draw on to give the public an accurate view of what really went on. The Pentagon Papers, all the protests, 4 dead in Ohio, the hippie movement, everything. It's all connected. Richard Nixon, John Lennon, everything concerned with Vietnam is we're standing on the backs, on the shoulders of giants. The guy that stole the Pentagon Papers from the Rand Corporation. John Lennon.
Daniel
all
Ellsberg.
those people. So we're trying. No, I don't think you're too negative, Mike. There's an old saying that says, scratch a cynic and you'll find a spiritual person underneath. And I got to tell you, I'm brutally harsh to some people to the point of turning them off. But I think that's what's required in today's situation. It's a planetary situation. It's the apocalypse happening right now. Go ahead. I don't want to.
Well, yeah, the apocalypse. I mean, especially if you consider, a mass extinction, because that's where we're at right now. And if it doesn't, and there's like no awareness, there's nowhere, nobody's bringing attention to it. It should be the focus. It should be a news. It's like, how the plague has been a news story all year long, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this should be a news story on every other hour of news. There should be a story about how there's a mass extinction going on, and we're doing this to fight it, or we're doing this. This is the new technology. These are the new steps that we're taking. None of that shit, and that's the apocalypse.
They won't let us get a grip.
That's the apocalypse.
They won't let the population get a grip on what's happening. It's like we want to influence events, and we want to influence policy, and we want to influence government, but they got a goddamn fence up around the government, and you can't talk about shit because of the fact checkers. So we're not helpless, and we're not decapitated or walking around with no hands. Our job has just been thwarted by the powers that exist, including the technocrats, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the news media. We're not helpless, but we got to recognize the enemy. And unfortunately, the weaponized media is like the fifth arm of the government right now, and we're still able to do shit. We're still able to educate each other. I'm thankful for that, man.
At the moment, I see an ad campaign going on TV, which talks about some millennial saying how, he got his first. He was born in the year 1996, right? And he remembers getting his first Facebook when he was in 7th grade, and he's talking about how, in the last 25 things, I've changed, in the last 25 years, I've changed a lot. And so has the internet. And then it talks about, we have to set up these rules on the internet for security. And it talks about how we have to support moderation of content. And all I can think, it literally said that on the screen. We have to support moderation of content. In other words, we have to support the taking away of your freedom of speech. You are no longer, and we can all agree upon that, right? You need to support it. Is this fucking brainwashing working on the millennials? Or
Yeah, man, that's pitiful. That's pitiful. Let's take away the Constitution while we're at it. Let's inject ourselves with messenger RNA that'll infect our ovaries and our fucking bone marrow, and let's all just get a microchip in our hand so we can buy and sell proper and authorized.
Well, if you had a microchip in your hand, then you would easily be able to prove who has the vaccine and who doesn't have the vaccine.
Yeah, well, it's a pitiful state of affairs for a so-called intelligent 25 or 26-year-old to even state that. It's like you got no bearing,
Well,
no
it's an
intellectual ground.
It's an ad campaign, and he's being paid to say that, right?
Oh, okay.
So
Right
it's
on.
an ad. I'm not sure who's putting the ad campaign on. I've seen this commercial a few times now, and I thought that there's just little things in it, where they're saying like, oh, we have to, secure. The internet has changed, and we need to make sure it's secure. I'm just like, holy shit, man.
Did you hear about Roger Waters, how Facebook offered him like $1 million to use one of his songs, Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, I think it was, and he fucking reamed him a new asshole.
$1 million? Give me a break.
Well, he said an enormous amount of money, so it's got to be above $1 million.
Yeah.
So, did you hear about that or see him?
No, I didn't hear about that. Did he do an interview about it?
Yeah, he was doing a live stream. It seemed like it was for Syria at first, and then he butted in, because he's got a big mouth, and he just got this piece of paper from Instagram and Facebook offering him all this money, and he told Mark Zuckerberg to fuck off on the video. I'll post it on your Facebook page. I can find it really easy. It happened 2 days ago.
Okay.
And it's like, fuck. So, all of these big tech companies that are saying we have the right to be fact checkers and we have the right to, that's what you were just describing as a psyop by big tech. They don't want to, I swear to God, they're in the pocket of the CIA, and that's not an overstatement, Look at Bezos, he's got, $600 million contract, and that's just the ones we know about.
Yeah.
He's probably got a bigger one.
He just got another one that was much bigger. I think it was at least $1 billion. With a different agency of the U.S. government. The $650 million one is with the CIA.
What's the other agency?
I don't remember. So has Roger Waters got like a YouTube page that he's doing live feeds on, or where is the live feed from? Facebook?
Yeah, you just go to Roger Waters on YouTube and subscribe, and he's got his stuff up there. He's planning another tour. He even said in the video I'm talking about that he stuck Mark Zuckerberg in his new tour, like he stuck Donald Trump in his previous tours, So, and he said, "Oh, I don't want to spoil it, but apparently he doesn't like Mark Zuckerberg very much." And
how can anybody like Mark Zuckerberg? He doesn't seem likable, dude.
Yeah, he's kind of a robot.
Yeah, he acts like he has zero personality at all. Every time I've ever seen him, he looks like he has zero personality.
You saw the movie about him called The Social Club, I think, or The Social something? Yeah, well, the guy playing Mark Zuckerberg did a good job. He's totally emotionless and kind of cutthroat, and unfortunately, watching Mark Zuckerberg talk publicly for the last 7 or 8 years, he's actually improved his ability to speak. He's spoken in front of Congress several times, and this committee and that committee, and unfortunately he comes across like, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about, I'm an adult now and I'm not doing college shit. But unfortunately Mark Zuckerberg and Gates and other people are affecting the lives of millions and millions of people, and that's not right. That for unelected people to have such a negative impact on free speech and our other God-given rights, They, for God's sake, they shut Donald Trump down. He's not allowed. They cut out his tongue. He's not allowed to talk.
I can't believe, and this, this comes back to what I was talking about, the ad campaign where they're saying you have to support moderation of content. I'm just like, this is, all these people are like despising freedom of speech.
I would like to see that particular piece of propaganda. I've never seen it.
We're seeing speech shut down on every level. Everything we're seeing it's just like, oh, this is not okay. Oh, that's not okay. Dr. Seuss is not okay, right? We're seeing this freedom of speech being shut down on every level, and it's like, oh, well, for the good of society. You know what? Again, what the best thing that we can possibly do for society is to make it as free as possible.
Right.
That way humans have the best chance of evolving. That way we'll get the greatest works of art. That way people will begin to actually understand who they are and understand who others are. Because we're expressing ourselves freely as opposed to, yeah, you can't say this and you can't say that. And it's important to know who people are. All right, I got to go.
Okay, you go, man.
Okay, have a good weekend, okay?
Yeah, I will, man. It's only about 85 here. It's good weather.
Oh, it's going to be 90. It's going to be 90 here next week. On Monday, it's going to be 90 here. So.
All right, man. Well,
All right, next time I talk to you, I want to know what you use for bugs.
Okay, but every location is echo specific.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. All right. Take care. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right, so let's see. Do you have another caller? Another caller. Is there another caller? Is there a caller? Do we have another caller? I did get a donation from Jake for $10, which was very, very generous of you, sir. Thank you so much. And I'm going to do a dab for Jake because it's Dabs for Donations Friday momentarily. And if we get to a $50 goal, then we're giving away the lovely pizza gift card. And to the fifth caller, as you can see, it says call and show the telephone number on the screen. And with Jake's donation, that brings our total up to $30, which means we only need another $20 in donations in order to have the exciting pizza gift card giveaway to the fifth caller. Doesn't that sound like fun? Doesn't that sound exciting? Wouldn't you like to be part of that? All we need is another $20 in donations. I will put clickable links up in the text body of the video so that, actually there's already clickable links in the text body of the video. I will put them in the chat. But I'd love to talk to you. So if you can, please call the number on the screen and say hello. Hello. Mushy mushy. So that way we can start the conversation, and besides starting the conversation, we might be able to actually come to some common ground. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mike, how are you doing tonight?
I'm fine.
Good. I'm calling from on location today. I'm not at home in Olympia.
Right on. Maybe your phone will work better.
I know it is. I think it does. I'm at a place called Fisher's Market, which is an IGA grocery store in Randall, Washington, which is south of Mount Rainier. It's on the road to Yakima from I-5, and it's the gateway to the Gifford-Pinchot Forest. And I came here tonight to buy some toothpaste, a 6-pack of beer, and a half a pound of cheese. And I thought I'd call you.
Writing. So it's pretty nice out today, huh?
I had a great day today. I haven't been able to go on a long hike. You know, I like to go like on 10, 15-mile hikes and then back, like round trip, 20 miles or something in 2 days. But this time, all the trails I wanted to go to, Mike, were blocked by snow.
Huh.
Every fucking one of them. So I got up there on Tuesday night in the pouring rain, and I went to one road. The road was closed. Went to the next road, which had 2 trailheads. The road was snowed out, but I thought I could make it, right?
Huh.
So I gunned it. I gunned it at like 7:30 at night, and it was only like a 30-foot stretch of snow across the road, and I got stuck in the snow, right?
I hate it when that happens.
So that sucks. And then you're like, 7 miles away from the road or something. From other people.
And you're like, I should have known better than to do that.
Exactly. And I'm like, why didn't I fucking put a shovel in the car? And why don't I have a tow hitch in the truck? All this, right? So it's a truck, but the truck was stuck in the snow. So I took my camping gear out, and for 2 hours with a 2-liter camping pot, took all the snow 3 feet deep, in a 30-foot by 10-foot box, and removed it all with this pot. And then the next day, got up in the morning, continued that. Some hikers came at 10:30 in the morning, and nobody had been on this trail all year. And they tried to push me out. They couldn't push me out. And then a U.S. Forest Service person came, and I know he had a hitch on his truck. And I said, "Hey, man, can you just pull me out of the snow?" And he said, "I'm sorry, sir, I can't do that." And I looked at him. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, you have a hitch. Just take a second. He goes, "I can't do that." He goes, "But I can help push if you want." So I jacked up the car and then put sticks under the wheel, jacked it up so I had some traction, and then he pushed me out, and that was that.
Right on. It's been cold.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that cold, right? Or was it?
No, it wasn't that cold. It was raining, so it actually, it wasn't snowing, it was raining.
Yeah.
But the snow level right now in the South Cascades is about 4,500 feet, and most of the trails, like up to the Pacific Crest Trail and up to the mountains, Goat Rocks Mountains, all of those trails are blocked at 4,000 feet. So I've just been going on day hikes. I've been finding shorter trails that are on roads that I haven't been on before, like secondary logging roads. So I've kind of been car camping the last 4 or 5 days, in a way. But I had, today I went on a beautiful 5-mile hike up to a lake. Didn't see a person for 24 hours, last night or today. And then I just hiked in my fucking boxer shorts without, with the light shirt on. And then I did some nude sunbathing for a couple hours at a mountain lake without a single person around.
TMI, dude.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad, man. That was pretty nice. And 2 nights ago, I went up to a trail, and the trailhead was closed. This is like the 4th trail I tried to get to, and I had a beautiful view of just Mount Rainier with some peaks in the foreground. I'm directly between Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, and Mount Adams. So I'm between these 3 volcanoes. Is where I'm at.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. So what was the? I haven't, and I also haven't looked at a computer screen in 4 days, and except for now, haven't really had, since I came to town to get some beer and some toothpaste, any internet connection or no cell phone service. That's kind of nice too.
No computer sounds pretty good.
No computer for 4 days, Mike. Not even, I haven't seen the screen at all. Haven't even opened up the internet.
Pretty good.
Well,
Well,
what's been going on?
Just gardening. I've been gardening. I got up early today. I don't usually get up early. Got up like 8 a.m. and which is early.
Motivated.
I wanted to get the plants watered. I was worried it was going to get really hot, so I wanted to give them a little bit of. I didn't want to. You don't want to be watering in the middle of the day,
No, not at all. You want to water in the evening or in the morning. How are the plants looking? How do your plants look?
Pretty good. A couple of them have little crumpled leaves, which I'm not sure what that's about, but it's only a couple of them, so I'm not really worried about it.
Are any strains outperforming other strains?
Some of them seem to be a little bit taller, but maybe not quite as bushy. We'll see.
All right, but they're all growing at about the same rate.
It really seems like they are. I mean, I have a couple of them that are a little bit shorter than others, but the rest of them seem to be pretty close to the same size.
Well, we've had slightly cool temperatures and a lot of rain and clouds.
Yeah.
For the last couple of weeks, which and the plants really like the sun a lot.
Yeah.
So in these next 10 days, when we're getting these 75-degree, 80-degree days, which I know you don't like those.
It's gonna be 90. It's gonna be 90 on Monday, dude. No, I don't like those.
I don't like it either, but the plants love it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So they're gonna be psyched because they got all that rain. Their root systems are totally established. Now they're just going to get hit with great sun. I heard, I do have a car radio, and I heard that it was 113 degrees in Las Vegas. Is that right?
You should ask Craig about Vegas. I don't know about Vegas.
Yeah.
I saw this really cute story last night about how they have lunch trucks, right? They have one set up in Vegas that's like a doggy gym. So you can't take your dogs out for a walk. This guy comes over with his truck and has a treadmill in it and some other stuff, and it's all air conditioned, and the dogs get a workout. And so
Right. So
I thought
you
it was
can
pretty
have your
cute.
dog work out and get out of the sun for a couple of minutes in a trailer. That's smart.
Well, dogs
That's smart,
dogs aren't going outside there at all. You know, I mean, they're in Vegas. You know, at 100-degree heat, you're not taking your dog out because their belly's inches off the ground, and that's getting all the heat, and they have fur coat on and all that stuff. Plus, their pads.
Yeah. So did Biden end up telling Putin who's the man? Right?
I don't think Biden's able to tell anyone who's the man. They don't just look at him sideways like, "Okay, Grandpa."
I thought the whole message of the whatever the summit in Geneva was that he was supposed to tell Putin that USA and Biden is the man. We're back.
Well, you know, the one thing that I remember about Joe Biden right after he met with Putin is he talked about the interference in the election, right? In the 2016 election, and he told them, you know, and he's talking to the press and he's saying, "Can you imagine if the United States interfered in their elections?" He's just like, who the fuck is this guy talking to?
It happens every fucking day. We interfere in elections around the world every single day, and have been since like 1947, ever since we created the CIA. That's what the CIA's job is to fuck with other people's elections. I mean, and the fact that I think we just live it. I mean, there's been so many movies like Idiocracy made where people are just living in the zone, right? That the president is allowed to say things like that. You know, like, what are you talking about? When most Americans should just know that the U.S. government has overthrown elections like in many, many countries in the last 50 years.
Yeah. It's like, you know, the truth is that the U.S. will interfere in every single election they possibly can. Definitely the Russian election in so many ways you can't imagine. And definitely in the Ukrainian election. Definitely in Venezuela. You know.
They tried in China, too.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Anywhere that they can. And what they do is they find people who are anti whatever the current government is, and they just start funding the fuck out of them, right?
Yeah, here. Would you take $20 million, Mike, if you just decide to be the opposition dude, and we guarantee you the money is good and it's going to keep coming? What do you say? Sure. Why not? You know, and
I don't want some auditor coming after me, man.
Yeah, I don't know. We've been overthrowing governments like in the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, 1980s, 1990s. We do it. We've done it like it's like part of our and the reason is often if the country doesn't want to play by the international economic rules, right? That are dictated by Wall Street and the banks in Europe. If they don't want to play by those rules and they want to kind of develop their own system, their own economic system, like Libya, like Iraq, then they're targeted quickly. Like they're not allowed to have an economic system outside of the U.S.'s economic sphere. That's against the rules.
Yeah.
And think about what that fucking means. You know, when George Lucas made Star Wars, he had to be thinking of, like, America as, like, the evil fucking empire, right? The real evil empire.
I don't know. Lucas doesn't seem like... Maybe. I'm not sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. With the battleships, you know, like the big battleships in space and the armies coordinated with, like, kind of the British actors and the kind of cold, calculated dependency on technocracy and technology and the brutal nature of like the regimentation of their culture and stuff reminds me a lot of America, you know, controlling the universe with their army, threatening rebels around the world.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I don't know what was in the guy's head, but like I see parallels.
I'm not a big fan of that series. I like watching the development of Luke Skywalker, into a.
Hmm.
I mean, that's always interesting to me. I think it's partially why I like the kung fu movies. Is they take these guys who really don't know shit, and all of a sudden they become a master. I like that, watching the evolution of it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really care for any of the movies. I like Rogue One. If you guys haven't seen Rogue One, I like Rogue One and I'll tell you why. Because in Army movies,
What is Rogue One?
it's a Star Wars movie.
Okay.
It has Donnie Yen in it. Donnie Yen, he's my favorite. And Rogue One. The reason that I like the movie is because, spoiler alert, everyone dies in the end. And that's the way, these battles with these far technologically advanced weapons should go. Everyone should die.
It's realistic.
Yeah.
It's a realistic.
Yeah, so that's what I like about the Rogue One is everybody. And I remember telling people, we went to see it like on Christmas Day, I think, on the big screen. I remember telling people, if you want to get your Rogue One action figures, now's the time to do it because they're not going to be around next Christmas.
Yeah. I saw the first Star Wars in 1977. I was 10 years old, and my parents went to the theater, at the mall outside of town, and we stood in line like for a fucking hour, in a huge line of people, and then we didn't get great seats. They were down towards the right. But it was an amazing movie. As a 10-year-old, it was an amazing movie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And the next two films I liked as well. I mean, I wasn't fanatical about them, right? But I could only watch like one of the last three films, and then I kind of just stopped because it just didn't really interest me very much. Kind of like princes, and what do princes and princesses think, Mike? Oh
Yeah.
my God, let's think about it, right? I really don't give a fuck about that, right?
Yeah.
And war toys, like I've got the big weapon to blow up everyone. It's very simplistic, and it's kind of designed to dumb people down. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
So I only watched like the first one. I didn't even see the last two, and now I know they're continuing to make films and even cartoons, and there's a whole culture around these series of movies. Star Trek is very similar, right?
Yeah.
Trekkie culture. People are just obsessed with like technology, and I don't really get it. Like, I mean, I guess
it's science fiction. It's not so much that they're obsessed with technology. It's that this science fiction fantasy, right? Some people like fantasy about medieval stuff. Some people like fantasy about religious stuff. Some people like, fantasy about kung fu stuff. Some people love, and I believe that the people crave science fiction. It's not so much that they love it, they crave it. And the reason I think that they crave it is because it seems like maybe a lot of these things are possible, right? And the problem is we're focusing all our energy on things that are just bullshit. War. We're spreading war and disease, the plague. And instead of actually focusing on this brighter tomorrow they keep talking about, the people crave the idea of this future where it's, all these cool things are happening, and especially if you're a creative writer, you can come up with all these things that people go, oh, that makes so much sense, So it's not a matter of
spaceships flying around with guns, shooting other spaceships, right? I mean, that's like, there were airplane movies in the 1940s, like, fighter pilots shooting other fighter pilots, war movies, basically. And the same people who make these rockets and who are developing this space technology are the same people who make weapons on Earth. Like, they're the same fucking people. And these movies, like Star Wars and such, and I wouldn't even be surprised if Star Trek wasn't somewhat involved, are part of like the military program. Like it's great recruiting. Like, you can be like Luke Skywalker in the fighter jet. We'll give you the right training and send you on the right path. That's the way that, I don't know. It's just our culture. It's so sick. And I'm glad I'm in the woods. Let's put it that way.
I'm glad you're in the woods too. You seem to be very comfortable and very happy there. Hey, Chris, it's good to hear from you. I got to take a break, so and I owe
Yeah,
a
Mike.
bong hit to somebody for a minute now, so I want to make sure to get it to him. So thanks,
Well,
thanks for
I hope
calling.
you get some dabs for donations, and thanks for your time, Mike. Have a great night.
Well, I'm glad to hear from you. I'm glad to hear you're having a nice week. Talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right, so it is Dabs for Donations Friday, as Chris just said. And when we get to our goal of $50, we will give away the lovely pizza gift card. And we are at $30 now. We only need $20 more to reach our goal. So, and there's clickable links in the text, in the chat, and in the text body of the video. I am going to play a video for you now about about the vaccine. So there's this side effect, apparently. This news story says in younger people. That is some kind of a heart inflammation after they get the vaccine, and I thought it was a very interesting story. I think everyone should know about it. Certainly parents. I mean, it makes me wonder, if you knew that that the vaccine, even if it was a long shot, that the vaccine might affect your children's health negatively, like have this heart inflammation thing. Would you want them to get the vaccine? I don't know. I don't have kids. I despise the idea of having kids. I couldn't imagine having kids. So it's I imagine all this stuff is overwhelming to most parents. This whole plague thing must just be terrifying. I laugh about it. I hug my UPS guy. I blah 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 blah. But to parents, it must just be terrifying. I imagine a lot of them are just going like crazy, just. So, to them, I hope you get some cannabis, because I'm sure that would help. All right, let me do this, and I'll be right back. This is about a side effect that's happening to young people when they get the vaccine, apparently. Long shot to very few people, but why are they doing news stories about it if it's only happened to this little tiny amount of people? Because I played a story about it 2 weeks ago, for those of you who might remember.
Well, meantime, a CDC advisory committee has postponed a meeting to evaluate whether 2 COVID vaccines could be linked to heart risks found in adolescents. People under the age of 30 have reported cases of 226 myocarditis or heart inflammation after receiving the Pfizer or Moderna shot. Dr. Marty Makary is professor of health policy and management at Johns Hopkins School of Public Health. He's also the author of The Price We Pay. Dr. Makary, it's always great to see you. So the CDC, we have got all these reports of potential myocarditis in adolescents. CDC says, we're going to go on holiday. I guess they're not all that worried about it. Your thoughts?
Well, look, Trace, I think we're getting a glimpse into the lack of urgency that we've seen at the CDC for a lot of the pandemic. And this is what frustrates doctors about the bureaucratic state. Doctors have a duty to serve. I don't just not show up on my night of trauma call duty because there's a new federal holiday. We have a duty to serve. And when you're dealing with an emergency, different from stuff that can wait, you've got to move quicker. It's already a disgrace that they waited 9 days after finding out about 226 cases of these heart inflammation complications in kids. Now they're kicking the can down the road further.
Yeah, what about the actual ailment, the myocarditis? I mean, what do you make of that? We've got 226 cases. They say it could be as high as 800 cases. They don't know because they haven't all been investigated. But that 16-year-old boys are the most common ones to get this. They're the chances of them dying of COVID are almost non-existent. Would you recommend that 16-year-olds get the Moderna Pfizer vaccine knowing what we know right now about myocarditis?
Just one dose. If you're under age 30, get just one dose until the CDC sorts this out. Now, unlike adults where you had the J&J vaccine complications where you wonder, is that blood clot just the normal rate of blood clots? Well, kids don't develop major problems and they don't develop heart complications, certainly not clustered within 4 days of the second dose of the vaccine. So the association is much easier to make.
You know what concerns me is that I was reading up on this, and you find out that both Pfizer and Moderna are now going after the FDA. They want approval by the fall to give vaccinations to children 2 to 11 years old. You would think with that being a possibility that the CDC would be all in and want to expedite this whole myocarditis findings in adolescents.
Yeah, I don't think these complications of myocarditis and pericarditis are related to the vaccine drug, and they're related to the dose. The dose is probably too high. Remember, when we were trying to come up with a vaccine, we chose 2 high doses with a short interval and a multi-dose regimen. Turns out with kids, probably 1 dose is giving a pretty strong, robust immune response, and the second dose is resulting in these complications. By the way, 95% are mild, but there's a lot more out there, I believe, Trace, because Israel reported about the same number of complications in a country 1/50th our size.
Yeah, and yeah, you bring up Israel, and I was reading another study. Israel and Sweden, Denmark have come out with some pretty compelling evidence that those who actually had the disease really have strong antibodies up to this point, up to a year now. And they say, you could have antibodies for life. Is that argument something that you believe has got some traction?
I do. I think immunity, either vaccinated or natural immunity, is probably lifelong. That's based on a lot of research. And look, public health officials ignoring natural immunity is one of the greatest failures, I think, of our leadership. You don't need the vaccine if you have immunity already from prior infection.
Yeah. Lastly, I mean, how are we doing? Vaccine. I mean, we're a long ways. You and I go back a year talking about this, and it was a very long road. How are we doing now as a country, COVID overall, in your estimation?
We're doing terrific. The cases are circulating in younger people where the case fatality rate is about the same as seasonal flu, but we have 1/50th the number of cases of seasonal flu in a normal mild flu season. We got to turn our attention globally right now. They need our help.
Yeah. Dr. McCary, always good to see you, sir. Thank you.
There's my beautiful Boo Bear. There's my beautiful Boo Bear. You're my beautiful Boo Bear. His eyes are all bright today. His tail has been all waggy. We've been farming, and he loves farming. He especially loves the hose. So I get out the hose and just... and he's like biting at it. He loved biting at the water. He did it like over and over and over today. I set the hose down with the sprayer, has like the hand nozzle thing. And it's spraying like 15 feet in the air. And he come over and just bite it and bite it and bite it for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It was hilarious. I was supposed to heat up the bong right there. Who is not paying attention? I owe Jake a bong hit. Jake, it's coming up, bud. Right now. No more delays. No more delays. We'll be ready in 1 second with a fat bong hit for Jake, who donated $10. If you'd like me to do a dab in your honor, I'll be happy to do that. It's easy to make a donation at moxnews.com. There's clickable links in the chat and in the text body of this video.
Sometimes life can be a little overwhelming. Sometimes the weight of the world can be too much to bear. Sometimes you need to stop worrying and take a deep breath. Sometimes you need cannabis. Introducing Brightside, high-quality cannabis delivered right to your door. Brightside offers an extensive menu of strains and products to meet your needs. Choose the experience you want, and we'll send you the dankest herb, the real sticky icky, some top-shelf marijuana. If you like what we send you, keep the whole jar. We'll even include some nugs for you to blaze. As part of Discovery, you'll get to try new strains and products. Side effects may include euphoria, increased appetite, uncontrollable giggles, elevated sensitivity to musical dopeness, and reduced anxiety. Tetrahydrocannabinol may also induce feelings of existential well-being and relentless optimism. With a Brightside subscription, you can get it once a month, once a week, or whenever you want, all at a price you'll like. And yes, this is a real company.
Do you know who I am? You're the wizard.
Ask your doctor if cannabis is right for you. It probably is. Keep it bright side.
The real sticky icky. I love that phrase. I haven't heard anybody use the phrase sticky icky in like 10 years or more. Love that phrase. The real sticky icky. All right, so let's see. I have a bong hit for Jake. A dab, fat dab. It's Dabs for Donation Friday. If you'd like me to do a dab in your honor, there's clickable links in the chat or in the text body of this video, or you can go to moxnews.com. It should take less than 2 minutes to leave a donation. Put a little something in my bowl. I'll put a little something in my bowl for you. How's that sound? Sounds like a fair trade to me. And we're giving away the lovely pizza gift card if we reach our goal of $50. So far, we're at $30 in donations. And if we reach our goal of $50, we will give away the lovely pizza gift card to the 5th caller. Doesn't that sound exciting? And my Boo Bears decided to join us on the couch. Okay, this one's for Jake. Jake, thanks so much, bro. Okay, so where were we? Let me see. Oh, right, we have a caller. Where'd my fucking tea go? Oh, I know where it's at. Right here. And there is my Boo Bear. There's my Boo Bear. Hi, buddy. How's my Boo Bear? What's up, Jay?
Hey, it's Keith. Sorry, I'm not Jake.
I said G.
How's it going, Mox?
I said G.
G.
As in gangsta.
Oh, yeah. What? How's it going?
Okay.
Good, man.
What's up, Keith?
Just calling in. Yeah, man. Not much. Had a great day today. Raised a beam and dug out a water line.
Well, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful, but it was good. We succeeded.
It's good when you succeed. I got my plants watered. That was my goal for the day. I got the dogs walked before it got too hot. And I did a TV. I did a live internet show. So I was very productive.
Oh, wow. With who?
With you. Right now.
Oh, I see. Kind of tripped me out there. I have some questions to you. Just 3 questions.
Okay.
Have you tried Tangerine or Five Alive?
I don't know what those things are.
Strains.
Tangerine?
Yeah.
No, I haven't tried that one. I haven't tried either one of those. Are they sativas or indicas?
I believe they're sativas, yeah. I'm not sure, actually. I'm just out of it, but...
and is that something you've tried them?
Well, they're planted and berry and Bruce Banner. Yeah, berry.
So you haven't tried them yet? You just planted them?
Yeah.
Right on. Well, that sounds like a nice selection, man.
Yeah.
Are you growing outdoors?
Hopeful. Yeah, always.
The Bruce Banner is supposed to work real good outdoors.
Sweet. Yeah, everything looks healthy. A little small, but it looks great.
What are you feeding them?
Just water. What is it? Bone what is it?
I feed them.
Bone
I feed them fish bone meal and crab shells.
Yeah.
And kelp, stuff like that. I put I put it in a crock pot and bubble it for a day or so.
Yeah, a year ago I put starfish in a festering can, and it was just absolutely insane.
Huh.
Like, it was so rancid, but the plants are just like nuclear.
Wow, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of mean to collect starfish, but I just did. Yeah.
Where'd you get it? I can't find any starfish anywhere. I look for them every time I'm on the water's edge, and I cannot find any anywhere.
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't know if it's busy water or really like pools. I forget, actually. I think it's pools. Must be.
Huh. Well, it's in Washington?
Yeah, no, this is Vancouver, yeah.
Oh.
But it's the same climate and everything, same ocean.
No, we used to see them, and then the Fukushima happened, and then they kind of all disappeared 3 years later.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah.
you're serious? You noticed it? Like?
Oh yeah, like I said, I always look for starfish. I'm always looking at nature all the time, everywhere I go, whenever chance I get. Whether it comes in the form of of a starfish or a tight pair of jeans, I love nature.
No kidding, yeah. The hips don't lie. There's no question. What was the other question I was going to ask you? Oh yeah, with regards to negativity, I think that's one of your best attributes, is to tell it like it is, so to speak, within the limits of YouTube. And that's an awesome trait to have, man.
Well, I don't want to be anything other than honest as I can, because if you're like telling tales or whatever, making shit up, then it's hard to keep track of what it is that you made up. At least I would think it would be difficult. I don't want to have to do that. But that being said, I'm not trying to be negative, and I think that I am also actually not being negative by making these statements about what I see, like with the starfish and everything. Again, I don't think it's too late to fix these things. I think that, like I said yesterday or the day before, I think that if Jeff Bezos wanted to save the manatees or save the orcas, that it would be a done deal. It's just not that big a priority for Jeff Bezos. So,
I agree. And the irony of all these rich, well, let's just say bastards, is that if they just like put Puerto Rico on solar power, it would cost them like 5 days work. Like, it's just, they could change Puerto Rico into the zeitgeist movement or something. It's just like they have so much money, and their image, public image, would go through the roof.
They could make difference everywhere, and instead, they do stupid shit like Bill Gates. Bill Gates is disgusting, and the shit that he makes happen around the world. He could be feeding people and making sure they have clean water to drink, and instead he's like, giving them medicine. And I don't think that that's... Yeah. I think that the people, generally speaking, who have lived in that fucking place for 1,000, 2,000 years, don't need you to give them medicine. They need water and they need food.
Yeah, I heard that the other day. They need the principles of life first, and not like some quick fix shit. Yeah.
So I don't know. I see. Are you guys getting the murder hornet stories up there?
I don't know, actually. I don't really watch the news per se, but I watch your program, and then but I'm sure it's made the news. Put it that way. I'm almost positive.
It seems to be.
I know, it's like pure fear. Yeah.
Anytime they can spread the fear, these terrorists are coming for you in the shape of giant bugs, It's like they never miss an opportunity to do that.
That's why your sticky icky pharmaceutical commercial is brilliantly edited and the music's perfect, just because it's manipulative. So it's calling attention to their techniques. Like the news is manipulative, and they get something that's scary, and then
the reporters are just doing their best job, but it inevitably comes out in this format that's manipulative with fear, I think, yeah.
I am so looking forward to some people making movies or news, like a television series. I don't watch many television series, but something like that aren't cartoons, I should reiterate. I don't watch many series that aren't cartoons. But I wish that there was someone that was going to make stories about how corrupt the mainstream media is, how infiltrated the government is in it, Because I don't think that anybody's... in this country, I don't think anybody's talking about how infiltrated the government is in our media. And that's insane.
Yes, it is almost frightening, actually. I guess South Park and even Family Guy did it with reporter Patricia Takanawa, and they allude to some plant in there doing the news.
When did did South Park do it on a regular basis or a certain episode or what?
I just remember it from Family Guy, actually. They just make fun of like Como. I'm just trying to think of what is in Washington, but a sort of smaller news thing, and then they have a story about the murder hornets and I don't know, just the way they made fun of it.
Oh yeah. I've seen that with the you say Trisha Takanawa? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen her many times. She's a regular on that show.
Right on. Do you think I'm too negative in the chat? I was going to ask that question.
I don't pay attention to the chat. I kind of go into a trance, and half of the stuff that I say, I'm I don't even know where it's coming from, dude. It's not like I'm fishing or anything. It's not like I'm trying to figure stuff out. It's just boom, 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 and I don't know. I don't want to screw that up by trying to figure out what this says or what that says. And I also believe that a lot of things can be misunderstood. Many times humor in text is very misunderstood. Lots and lots, and all kinds of other kind of emotion and context that you just can't get out of chat. So I don't pay any attention to it, really.
Yeah, the tonality of sarcasm is gone from any typing. What was I going to say? Have you seen the movie Wizards? It's an animated movie.
Yeah, I'm sure I have. Is it? They have ostriches in it or something?
Probably, yeah. It's by the guy who did some Fritz the Cat animation and American Pop, and he's a really good animator, kind of dirty 70s animation.
Yeah. There was a cartoon like that I loved. It's called Tarzan, Shame of the Jungle. You won't find it on.
Cool, check that out.
Yeah, you won't find it on YouTube, I'm pretty sure. But if you look around really hard, you might be able to find it. It's a movie. I think it has John Belushi as one of the voices. It's very dirty, but it's hilarious, hilarious, off the charts, hilarious. So, but it's very dirty. I think Madeline Kahn might be in it. It's worth taking a look.
Nice. And it's you know how Akira came out? I know you're into kung fu movies. You know how Akira is an animated movie that came out in 88 or something? Do you know of anything that's that crazy and cutting edge and just off the charts wild?
As a
in terms of
as a newer movie, you want a newer movie or?
Doesn't matter. Preferably something from Japan that isn't too sleazy with the sex stuff, but just something that's crazy action.
I don't know. I like the. I don't know, honestly. I can't say right off the top of my head. Nothing comes to mind. I wish there was a lot more animation that I'm drawn to right now. There's just a little bit, but hopefully I'll find more that's worthy of recommendations.
Right.
You've watched Archer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the humor of those people. I think the writing on that show is easy to enjoy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, negativity is it's a misinterpreted. I think it's a great American pastime and Canadian, but to be critical and then have the Karens or whoever, not just the Karens, but anyone, misinterpret, keeping a sharp mind.
That's the last thing they want. They don't want us having any kind of individual think. They don't want us, they don't want us talking amongst each other as if there's something wrong here. They don't. I mean, this is the whole talk about the internet and supporting moderation, and there's just there's gonna be this giant fucking push to, well, that's been going on for quite some time. I mean, obviously the fear is about separating us, and when you're afraid, you make bad choices, and when you're afraid, you turn to strong leaders. This was a big part of George Bush started with the whole, fear, terrorist, and then it never stopped, one way or another, and because when you're afraid, you turn to powerful leaders. And that's what they want. They want you to look at them like, help me, Mr. Wizard, help me.
And like a powerful part of that fear is shame as well. Like you could be not scared, but really shameful. Like, I'm sorry for being human, that kind of shit. Really bad energy.
I think a lot of people carry that around for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easy to get lost in a lot of emotions like that, and by lost I mean kind of locked into, like you can't shake it off, which, I think that's partially lack of cannabis. Not that cannabis is a fix-all, but this is one of the things I talk about, the shame thing that you were talking about. If you're in the moment, right, then you can look around you and you can ask yourself, is there something to be ashamed of right now in this moment? But if you're not in the moment, you think about why this person's acting this way to you and that person's acting that way to you, and you get lost in that shit and you lose the moment. So it's, like I said, a lot of people I talk about this a lot. It's all about being here and now, and then if you're here now, I don't think you can really here and now. I don't think, most of us would be sensing shame unless we were genuinely doing something, torturous to another person.
Right. Yeah, your ego leverages the past. It's like you can't enjoy this or just be calm or whatever the hell the deal is, or laugh or cry, because in the past, I don't know, you name it, you had some trauma, even if it's social trauma. Like it's the shame thing. It doesn't have to go. We don't need to become sociopaths, but I saw a documentary released by this wicked channel called Academy of Ideas on Nietzsche. And it kind of, I don't know, it brushed up against that. Like, to be great, you have to distance yourself from shame. That doesn't mean you have to be horrible. It just means you have to at least entertain that perspective, the moment perspective.
I think that's really important. I don't know the shame thing. It's strange to me. I kind of lost my train of thought there.
No, animals are in the moment and can be psychos, but they're also beautiful because they're in the moment, right?
Well, animals, that's one of the things about the shame thing. It's exactly one of the things about the shame thing. The animals act as who they are, and basically being the best of who they are, because that's the only way they really know how to be in the moment. That's how, really, if you're in the moment, that's how we always know who to be. And they don't really experience shame if they're cared for properly. I think that if an animal who's always been used to going outside and having a dump or whatever, you know, that if it wasn't able to do that for whatever reason and it took a shit in the house, then it might experience some shame, you know, and but that's not something that it would experience, I don't think, if it was, you know, properly cared for. Like, you know, this is no big deal, and you know, not that you want to do this again.
Right. You can always learn.
But it's my fault, buddy. You know.
Yeah. Especially that tiger that you always show. It's like pure. The tiger is just like lit up with the moment. It's really good.
Yeah, no, I agree. The tiger's on fire, and there's no shame there. But I think he's also knowing that he's entertaining. You know, I'm pretty sure that the tiger's like, he knows he's not going to get to the kid, but he can frighten the shit out of him. You know, it's like he sees the kid turn around and look for him, and the kid can't see him. He's like, "Tiger, what are you talking about, tiger?" And then next thing you know, it's right on top of him, and it's hilarious. But
it's like he's saying, if this glass wasn't here, you wouldn't be laughing. Yeah.
Well, he's like, I don't know if that's what he's saying. I think that it's fun. You know, I think he's probably bored, and that this is fun. Mm-hmm. You know, tigers are top of the food chain. I'm sure that they are pretty clear thinkers. They're very independent. You know.
Yeah, and they have to play too. That's what's missing with all these technocrats is even though they've got all these projects and stuff, they don't understand. They just think that their plane is better than other people's plane, and they just like think that plane is hierarchicalized or whatever. Well,
a lot of people seem to think that money is the end all of everything. If you have money, then you're the dream that everybody
needed.
I don't it's a horrible thing that you give these people any kind of idolization just because they have money, because it seems like the more money they have, you know, the less kind of human they are, the less I don't know, they just don't look like people I would want to be.
Yeah, that's Notorious B.I.G. for you. More money, more problems. Isn't that a song you did? Probably.
I'm not really that familiar, but I think that sounds. I'm pretty sure I heard that song. It's very. Those guys are very poetic. And that's the truth. I mean, I don't know if that's the truth. I don't have money, but I have not that many problems either. So.
Yeah, man. It's crazy out there, I gotta say.
Well, we'll get through it, dude. Just gotta stay cool. You know, get a little cannabis when you can. Sounds like you're. So, do you take any of your plants and put it in the crock pot, or? You know, like
no, it's all just old-fashioned.
Make butter out of it.
No, actually, it's really old-fashioned. You know, the shake is hash, basically, or shake, and then everything else is just buds, into bags.
Right on. So when you do the shake, you make that into ice hash?
Sorry, say that the last word again. Ice, what?
Ice hash?
Ice.
Where you put it in a bag in a bucket with some water and some ice?
No, it's just filler. Like, I don't know.
You keep it?
Just to smoke it, yeah. It's just a filler, because sometimes you don't want to get, like, launched into space, but you need the lack of oxygen hit, so, I don't know. It's pretty conservative, you know, some might not even call it shake, but yeah. There's, like, 3 bowls, basically, and leaves, good shake, buds, yeah.
Oh. Well, if you get a big plant sometime, or I always, if I don't like the way the plants turn out, the flowers turn out, I just throw them in the crock pot with some butter, and that's always good.
Lovely, yeah. Tell me, what is a dab? I could Google it, but I'm just curious.
Well, I have a flower press, and I take I have 3 of them. I take and I put some flowers. I break them up and I put them into a press, which I can compact them down, and then I put them between a piece of parchment paper, and the flower press heats up to I heat it up around 205 degrees. And then I squash the press. It's like when you're lifting a car up with a hand jack. And, it's like that. And it squashes these 2 pieces of metal down on top of the bud in a piece of parchment paper. And it squashes it like 5,000 pounds of pressure at 205 degrees. And then I get this golden ooze that comes out on the paper. So you can see right there, where the center, right there in the middle, I keep moving. There's like, that's where the bud was, and it gets all flat, and I pull it out, and then I just scrape up the golden ooze, and it takes out all the green particulate. So when I inhale it, I'm just getting a much more clean, kind of smooth, and you get a lot of flavor. It's very nice. I highly recommend it, but you don't want to be doing it. In my personal opinion, I would stay away from BHO and stuff that's extracted with some kind of gas or that sort of thing. Because it's easy to get what I'm saying. It's easy to get your own flower press. It's easy to get parchment paper. It's easy to learn how to press it just the way you like it. And that's, and then you have these very clean puffs. So.
Yeah, I'd be willing to put even like a piece of lavender in there just to give it a note, like a fine cognac or something.
Interesting idea.
Or is it the same as shatter? Or am I mixing that up?
Shatter is generally like a BHO extraction or some kind of they call it solvent free when you get it without using a butane or some other solvent. They call it solvent free, and that's what the way that I use it. It's just heat and pressure. That's how I get the ooze that I get, and you can get that in a shattery kind of you can get it in a shatter type form. If you do it at a lower temperature, the stuff tends to be more shattery. Shattery being the description of a type of hash that breaks apart kind of like a piece of glass, as opposed to something that's very sticky. Yeah.
It's sticky icky. Yeah. Cool.
It's good to hear from you, man. What's that?
Yeah, man. Good to talk to you.
Right on. Well, I hope that you enjoy being part of the show, because I enjoy having you, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Likewise. Take care, Mox.
Okay, you too. Okay. All right. So I have, let's see, I'm going to play a video about murder hornets, and I really want to heat up my tea. I don't think that one's long enough to heat up my tea. I'm going to play a video about, vaccine booster shots. Did you know it looks like it may be likely that people are going to need to get a vaccine booster shot? I'm just saying, that's what this news clip says. So I'm going to go heat up my tea, and I'll be right back, because I like my tea a little warmer than it is right now. So let's see, vaccine booster shots coming up.
Hey, Andy, the Biden administration just agreed to buy 200 million more doses of the Moderna vaccine. It sounds like the administration believes that booster shots will be necessary. Is that the current thinking?
Well, not necessarily. I think one of the things that, and I can say this from my time in the White House, is the president expected us to be prepared to protect the public under every possible scenario. So if that's the case, we will have the vaccines to do it. If it turns out that we need it for kids, that'll be great. We'll do it for kids. And if it turns out that we don't need it here in the U.S., then we will be using it as part of our arsenal to vaccinate the globe. So staying one step ahead, I think, is just really what they're trying to do there.
But what is the latest thinking on booster shots?
Well, I don't think we know yet. I think I wouldn't be surprised if, particularly for older people, we thought that it would make sense to vaccinate folks before we get into the late fall and winter months, just to make sure there's a boost. But it's not entirely clear because we just haven't had enough time with the vaccine yet. It may be that we don't need to do that. Maybe we need to vaccinate everybody. But I think, as a rule of thumb, I'm assuming that about a year out from when you had your first shot, we should be thinking it's possible that we'll need to get vaccinated then, but we don't know yet.
All right, let's turn to this study from the UK. Suggests there could be long-term brain tissue loss from COVID, even if you've had a mild case. Now, this obviously sounds alarming, a loss of brain tissue, but does it also mean a loss of function? Is any of that, can it be, is it permanent? Do we know what that means, actually?
Yes. Yes. So first of all, it's a well done study, kind of done longitudinally with imaging of the brain, and it shows exactly as you said, Victor, that there is some deterioration in brain tissue, which is troubling. We should be concerned about. This would create potential deficits. It could be tied to the loss of smell that some people have. And that tissue that's lost can't be recovered. Now, people can certainly train themselves to overcome these deficits as they occur, but there's things people can do. But it's another reason why, even if you think you're young and you're not likely to die from COVID, it's another reason to get vaccinated.
Okay, how about kids getting vaccinated? The UK says that they are unlikely to offer the vaccine to children or adolescents, I guess, teenagers aged 12 to 17. I know that we're still testing it for even younger. What's the thinking right now about whether it will be available to all ages?
Yeah, well, look, here in the U.S., I think we believe strongly that it makes sense for kids to get vaccinated. We'll get the dosing right. There's far more protection when that's available. We have procured enough vaccines in the U.S. to do that, so we think it's a good use of these resources to protect people. So despite the fact that kids are at a lower likelihood of getting something severe, I'll tell you, I have a 19-year-old. My 19-year-old, you may know, has.
I didn't mean to do that. Although I guess we've had enough of them. So let's see. Also on tonight's show we have a musical video. Musical, I say. And I will tell you about that coming up. So let's see. Where were we? Oh, right. This is a call-in show. My name is Mike. And we do this every Monday through Friday. And we'd love to have you call if you'd like to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about, more or less. If you have some movie recommendations for the weekend, or if you're going somewhere cool, or if you're hanging out in your backyard next to the pool, or if you're just trying to take it easy. I always like to find some shade. I like the shade. It just always feels nice. I'm not a big sun guy. So I'll be looking for shade. It's going to be 90 here on Monday. And I don't know where you live, but in Seattle, 90 is really fucking hot. So I am really looking forward to that, in case you can't tell. Where were we now? Oh, murder hornets, and we did the heart inflammation thing, and the booster shots. What else were they saying here? On the heart inflammation thing, did you see that they said the CDC was postponing a hearing on it? That was part of what they were talking about, which I find very strange. If there's something like that going on, it seems like that would be a really important thing to sort out. Again, the number is 805-669-6397, 805 Mox News, and it is Dabs for Donations Friday. Callers are standing by. And if we get $20 more in donations, we will give away the lovely pizza gift card. Everybody likes pizza. Only 20 to the 5th caller. Doesn't that sound great? Doesn't that sound cool? So anyways, we also have a musical clip coming up if you're interested in that. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of got this really kind of psychedelic feel to it, which I like, in case you don't know. I'm surprised we don't see a lot more psychedelic type of video these days, considering how many people have the editing tools on their own computers. It seems like maybe I'll have to start making the news clips more psychedelic. Ooh, that's a really good idea. I'm fucking brilliant. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna start making the news clips all psychedelic. Great idea, everyone. Thanks for coming up with that. All right, where were we at now? Murder hornets. That's right. Murder hornets are coming for you. Coming to a neighborhood near you soon. More. I don't know if it's in this clip or not, but there's been a number of clips over the last few days hyping this more and more. And what I hear is, right, they say that the murder hornet, also known as killer hornets, which they talked about it for, a month or two, at least last year, probably 6 months. Murder hornets, right? And now they're calling it murder hornet or killer hornet. I'm like, what? You guys are afraid of murder and killers, right? Right? So they say that they found one on somebody's front lawn, and they say it's like all dried out, and that it could have been there for a long time. And what I'm hearing is that someone is making a lot of money off of, keeping track of these murder hornet nests, or these evil killer hornets that are coming for your children. And dropped one here, dropped one there, and somebody found one and went, oh my God, it's the murder hornets. They're back. They're coming to get your kids. They're in our suburbs. Murder hornets are in our children's neighborhoods. It's the apocalypse. So it seems really weird that they're doing this. Oh, no, it's not that it seems weird. It looks to me like somebody's making a lot of money off of it. That's why it's not weird. If there wasn't people making money off of it, it'd be like, oh yeah, there's this new invasive species and we have to eradicate them, and we wouldn't hear about it over and over and over again. It wouldn't be hyped up. You know what I mean? Hyped. Just like other things that are hyped. I say again and again, don't buy into the hyped up fear. This is the hyped up fear. And so you have to wonder if someone's making a lot of money off of it. And if they're dropping murder hornets here and there, see if somebody finds one, right? Because they talk about this being all dried out. So I'm going to play that video for you now before I keep going on and on and on and on and on and on.
Where did you get this thing, dude?
Israeli airstrikes have hit the Gaza Strip after militants in the Palestinian territory.
Well, here we go again. You remember this from a few months ago. A murder hornet? Yeah, well, one of them has been found near Seattle, the first in the U.S. this year. The hornet was dead, but the discovery now has scientists trying to understand exactly where it came from. News Nation's Adrian Bankert joining us now with the full story. So happy to see murder hornet back in a headline tonight, Adrian.
No, you don't really mean that, right? You don't mean that.
I do not.
Okay, good. I was going to see if you needed to be checked out, if that was the case. But it is a mystery as to how this bugger landed on somebody's lawn in Marysville, Washington, this insect that was found dead. And scientists now are relying on citizens, those who might be a little freaked out about the appearance of the murder hornet, because there is still a concern there.
This wild video is making the rounds on social media. Experts we talk to say it's not from North America, and that's a good thing. Killer hornets swarming. Scientists here are still looking to see if they're buzzing around Washington state again. For the first time this year, an Asian giant hornet has been found in the U.S. near Seattle. Fortunately, it was dead. Scientists say the carcass could have been from last year or even earlier.
The DNA testing revealed that it was not biologically related to the Whatcom County nest that we eradicated last fall.
So if it's dead, why the big deal? The 2-inch-long hornets were first spotted in North America in Washington state and Canada in December of 2019. It's still a mystery as to how the invasive insects arrived, since they're native to Asia. Experts say it could be that they're a byproduct of global commerce, hitchhiking on ocean barges. The murder or killer hornets, as they are popularly called, caused panic in the States among some who saw it as a possible sign of apocalypse or just really were freaked out by the size of these huge hornets. Repeated stings are painful and they can even kill. They just don't particularly go after humans.
Murder hornet is what is most commonly associated with the Asian giant hornet. The killer hornet, again, just another term for this hornet. But really, the important thing to remember is that it's not killing people. It's not murdering people. This is really about killing honeybees.
In October of 2020, entomologists removed a nest of more than 500 hornets. The Department of Agriculture says there's still a concern for Washington state.
It's unlikely that we got them all last year. We have to have 3 years of negative test data, basically meaning we have to have 3 years of catching nothing. So this is going to be a long-term project.
Oh, yeah, and because these murder hornets target honeybees are used to pollinate crops, the USDA is dedicating resources to eradicate any sign of these killer bees. But 3 whole years without spotting one. Washington state has its work cut out for them. Back to you guys.
It was a nice streak while it lasted. All right. Thanks, Adrian.
So, what I noticed from that video, I don't know if you noticed it, but there's this one scene in the video where there's these guys, it looks like they're cleaning out a hive of the murder hornets, and they're just being swarmed and swarmed and swarmed. I saw that, and I was looking at it, and when I watched it the first time, I was like, where does that say it is? And it doesn't say where it's at. It says it's from this person on Twitter, but it doesn't say where it's shot at. And I'm looking at it closer, while it's on the computer screen, playing it for you all. And I'm watching them clean this thing out. And in the background, I see like palm tree leaves, just like big, giant, fluffy, kind of blowing in the wind. And that's not here in the Northwest. The story is about the murder hornets being found here in the Northwest, and that's not where they were showing. So I find it very interesting, especially since they didn't put the name of where that was happening. Because if there's this gnarly swarm of murder hornets that are coming to get our children, you'd think they'd want to make sure that we knew where they were at. And there's somehow some other fucking unscrupulous shit going on there. So again, very, very suspicious, but we're not allowed to talk about suspicious things here on Mox News or anywhere on YouTube from today moving forward, right? At least that's the way YouTube wants it to be. And all these other fucking internet censors, if we haven't had enough of internet censorship, please step forward and let me know. Lovely. All right, so I have more videos, you all, I have one about the police, the Portland police. Oh, I'm going to play the music video now. Okay, so this person, that's the drummer in the band, is a good friend of Craig and mine. And we're going to see him play. What day are they playing? 26th? We're going to see him on the 26th. It's up north of Seattle. I'm sure if you... It's Steel Beans. Steel Beans? Steel Beans is the name of the band, right? And the drummer's a good friend of ours. And I thought the video was pretty cool. And I thought that you would enjoy it. Again, it's very psychedelic. So I thought it was kind of a nice to have a little musical interlude. And when I saw it, I was like, we should play this we asked right away if we could play it on the show. And they're like, yeah, man, that'd be really cool. So I'm going to play this little musical interlude for you now. And we'll be back momentarily, okay? You're my favorite. Don't go away. Don't tell everybody else I said you're my favorite. Did you move my thing?
Where did you get this thing, dude? This is what happens when you order a fucking time portal on Wish. This is bullshit. That painting sucks. Alright, whatever. This is fine. I don't feel it.
Find Sean's car keys and get back to Everett.
not working, and now we're in the desert, and now what?
Sometimes life can be a little overwhelming. Sometimes the weight of the world can be too much to bear. Sometimes you need to stop worrying and take a deep breath. Sometimes you need cannabis. Introducing Brightside, high-quality cannabis delivered right to your door. Brightside offers an extensive menu of strains and products to meet your needs. Choose the experience you want, and we'll send you the dankest herb, the real sticky icky, some top-shelf marijuana. If you like what we send you, keep the whole jar. We'll even include some nugs for you to blaze. As part of Discovery, you'll get to try new strains and products. Side effects may include euphoria, increased appetite, uncontrollable giggles, elevated sensitivity to musical dopeness, and reduced anxiety. Tetrahydrocannabinol may also induce feelings of existential well-being and relentless optimism. With a Brightside subscription, you can get it once a month, once a week, or whenever you want, all at a price you'll like. And yes, this is a real company.
Do you know who I am?
You're the wizard.
Ask your doctor if cannabis is right for you. It probably is. Keep it Brightside.
Okay, so that was our friend Tyler. He's a drummer, and his band is Steel Beans, and we're looking for. I'm really looking forward to go see him on the 26th because. And Craig put some info to their website and stuff in the text body of the video. I'm really looking forward to go see him. It'll be the first concert that I've seen in a long time. And I really like live music. I love live music. It's like being alive, you know. It's like celebrating life. Such. I know, shut up, hippie. Play the videos. Again, the telephone number's right there on the screen. And I enjoyed the video. I thought it was really good editing. The lead singer in the band is actually very artsy guy. We watched half a dozen or a dozen of his videos last night or the night before, and he's a very, very unique person, and I'm really looking forward to meeting him. I haven't met him yet. So the 26th, Craig got the information in the text body of the video. Did we play the Murder Hornets? Did you know the Murder Hornets are coming for you? They're going to be at the show too. That is such a good name for a band, huh? Murder Hornets. I love it. I kill me. All right, let's see. What's next? What's next here? What's next? Oh, Capitol Hill Police. Okay, this is very disturbing. Okay, so they're going to talk about how this Capitol Hill police officer got punched in the face, right? I'm going to set this up because I'm waiting for a phone caller. They're going to talk about how this Capitol Hill police officer gets punched in the face. And they're going to show it happen, but I want you to understand this is disturbing video. And the thing is he's not getting punched in the face, right? He's getting punched in the helmet. And there's a huge difference from getting punched in the face and getting punched in the helmet. Giant difference. Okay? So, more likely the person doing the punching is going to get damage to their hand as opposed to you or your helmet. But that being said, the video is about, at the beginning, it shows these Capitol Hill police officers, and they're walking into this giant crowd of Trump supporters, right? Trump supporters. I think they were mostly Trump supporters. But as we now know, they were insurrectionists, right? So these cops walk, there's a line of them, and they walk out into them, and the people just kind of step aside. I think some of them were saying nice things to them. I got your back or something like that. I don't know. But it seemed like they were kind of like very, very friendly to the cops, right? And I find that much more interesting than this this guy who punched this cop in the head. For whatever reason, maybe the cop shoved him or something, you know. Maybe he was a police officer provocateur, right? Maybe he was there in that particular spot right at that moment to throw a punch in the cop's face. Maybe at least 6 police officers from Seattle Police Department have been identified as taking part in the so-called insurrection on January 6th at the Capitol Hill. All of these things. Okay, so, and they say how this video is disturbing, right? Well, we'll get back to that part in a minute. So I'm going to play the video for you now. Since I don't have any phone callers, if you'd like to call, the number's right there on the screen, 805-669-6397. Am I going too fast for you people? Okay, Capitol Hill. This is disturbing video, and we will discuss just how disturbing it is when I get back. So you should check it out, because they say it's new video and blah, 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 and the insurrectionists are coming for us. Which one is it?
We are seeing disturbing, violent new video of the Capitol insurrection. It was just released a short time ago. We have to warn you that the video you're about to see does contain profanities. Watch.
Your back, sir! I have your back! I have your back! You protect me, I'll protect you! I have your back! I have your back!
We've always supported you! You're not trying!
Alright.
Are you with Americans? Act like fucking like you don't have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You guys have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Now once again, America got now one idea. Don't touch me, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Don't touch me, motherfucker. Easy, man. They close. No, they work for us. Fuck that.
Normal tourist visit, some congressmen say. Prosecutors say the video you just saw shows Scott Fairlamb, a gym owner from New Jersey, punching a Capitol officer in the face in one portion of the video. He's now charged with assaulting police. And as you know, all of this happened there in front of the Capitol.
This is just the latest video of the violence from that day. There's plenty more. And with every new video, a new claim from right-wing cable hosts and Republicans in Congress that you cannot trust your own eyes. Their latest efforts to whitewash that horrible day are dangerous and insulting and extremely anti-law enforcement. 21 Republicans voted not to award congressional gold medals to the officers who literally saved their lives that day. Officer Brian Sicknick lost his life, and now his life partner is speaking out.
It enrages me that they continue to gaslight their supporters. They all have an opportunity to do the right thing by not only their constituents, but the American people as a whole. What happened on January 6th should unite us as Americans, and they're not doing that. And it disgusts me, it's despicable, and it needs to stop.
Disgusting and despicable. CNN's Jessica Schneider and Drew Griffin are here to talk about this. Jessica, first to you. What more do we know about some of those suspects that we saw that day?
Well, Allison, we're really getting this glimpse at some of the more violent pro-Trump rioters with the new video that CNN has actually fought in court for months to get released to the public. The first video we're seeing, you just saw it, Scott Fairlamb. He's that New Jersey gym owner, but he is now in jail because of what he's accused of doing on January 6th. The judge in proceedings back in April determined that he still posed a danger to society. We saw that video, guys, that you showed, the video of him taunting and then punching a police officer. But now here's more video of Fairlamb, really in his own words.
We ain't fucking leaving either! Keep going! We ain't fucking leaving! Where'd you go?
All of this, 4 videos in all. These were all videos that were reviewed by a judge privately months prior. It's now, though, being released to the public. So Fairlim there, he's charged with 12 criminal counts, including assaulting police, which we saw on video, also carrying a dangerous weapon into the Capitol. He's pleaded not guilty. But then there's more video that's also been released. Thomas Webster, a retired New York City police officer, former Marine. This new video just released because of the efforts of CNN shows him in a red jacket getting into this altercation with police.
They have years. You look at what the judicial fucking piece of shit. You fucking call me motherfuckers, man. You attack America? No, fuck that. Come on, guys. Come on, take your shit off. Take your shit off. You
And Webster is now facing 7 criminal counts, guys, including assaulting police, entering Capitol grounds with a dangerous weapon, civil disorder. And, you know, we've seen a lot of this video already in the past 5+ months, but this is so much more poignant because we...
I can't stand those people, sorry. And the way they talk, you know, it's so blatantly obvious that they're again, hyping the fear, but it's not just hyping the fear. It's like, you know, they're trying to make things much bigger than they are. And I owe Jackie Cat a big fat dab. I think she's like reading my mind. I think she's like, Mike really wants to do a big fat dab. I better help him get one. She's so nice. She's totally funding our pizza gift card giveaway, you guys, with her generous donation. So nice. With her generous donation, we have now reached our goal tonight of $30, but overall last weekend, last weekend she donated also. Talk about shame. Thank you. Thank you. This one's for you, Shug. Weird. All right, so where were we now? Pizza gift card giveaway. We will be doing the pizza gift card giveaway momentarily, thanks to Jackie Cat, thanks to the generosity of the sweet lady who shows up every show to help out, and then kicks down so we can do our giveaway. She is... I couldn't ask for a better person to be on our team. I'll tell you that. Thank you so much, Jackie Cat. I hope you enjoyed the video. I thought you would really like it. I mean, our musical interlude this evening. I know I enjoyed it. And if there's any other bands out there that would like us to play one of their original music videos on our evening broadcast, I'd love to do that too. So that was Steel Beans, and they're going to be 26th. Craig's got the information on the text body of the video. That was a good one, Jackie Cat. So we're waiting for Craig to bring up the phone here so we can do the gift card giveaway momentarily. It's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that exciting? I know. I couldn't be more aroused. Okay, so I wanted to talk about that last clip in which they kept talking about how disturbing it is. Again, what I saw in the beginning was this, they played the line of cops walking out and basically the people patting them on the back and stepping out of their way. And, and then the one got punched in the helmet, right? Again, just happening to be right there in the right spot where these cops were cutting through right at that moment. And then, punch this guy in the head, in the helmet, right? So again, he's wearing a helmet, he's going to punch him. He's not going to feel anything. He's wearing a helmet. You could be hit in the head with this steel baton and not feel anything wearing that helmet. So this guy, again, who could be, an agent provocateur, again, at least 6 Seattle police officers have been identified in taking part in the protest at Capitol Hill on January 6th. 6 Seattle police officers, meaning, again, there could have been police officers from every police department back and forth across the United States. And it would have been easy to set up stuff like that. Because whenever we see police officers in a protest in plain clothes, 99% of the time they are agent provocateurs. And anybody who's been paying attention should know that. So, let's see, where were we at? Right, so also they talk about how the video is disturbing, right? And what I keep remembering about these videos, the thing that was the most disturbing to me was Ashley Babbitt, who was an unarmed female veteran who was climbing through a window to move into the other room. And someone from about 10 or 12 feet away did a kill shot right into her neck as she was coming through the window. And I remember that, again, being this disturbing video. And I remember the cops with the steel batons, right? And they were in the crowd, like in the hallway, and they were trying to stop the crowd from coming in, and they had the steel batons, like they're 3 feet long, right? And they're just like, kind of pointed, and they're like doing this, like jabbing at people's heads, right? And that video I found very disturbing. If you understand what it is they're doing, they're trying to put people's eyes out. They're trying to break people's nose, break their skulls with these jabs, and break people's teeth. And it's just, the whole thing is very disturbing if you understand what you're seeing. So this stuff where, oh yeah, a cop took a blow to his helmet, not to his face, to his helmet. This kind of stuff is obviously a lot. Again, the thing that, and nobody talks about Ashley Babbitt, about how disturbing that video is, and that video, again, you don't see it anymore, but that video showed her coming through a glass, a broken window in a wood door, and she's stepping through it. Again, an unarmed female veteran, and from 12 feet away, as she's stepping through the door, they put a kill shot right through her neck. And the person who shot Ashley Babbitt has never been identified. We don't know anything about that person. Again, this is all very disturbing. And then again, these people, the cops, when they're jabbing with their steel batons, to me that was incredibly disturbing. I just kept thinking, what that they're trying to break people's teeth and bust open their lips and break their jaws. Just a 3-foot-long steel baton, just trying to slam it down, point first, into people's skulls. that was very disturbing to me, that these are the people that are supposed to be protecting us. And it appears to me that they're not protecting the people at all. Obviously they weren't protecting the building, they weren't protecting the paintings, the statues, because as I pointed out over and over again, the paintings and the statues weren't touched, as where we've seen statues tipped over all over the country, you know, and that did not happen in the Capitol. Hundreds-year-old paintings were not ripped off the walls. You know, it's irreplaceable stuff. They didn't touch. So the police weren't protecting that. They weren't protecting the people. They weren't protecting the building. I mean, they want to refer to them as terrorists, you know, and if they were, you would think they would have destroyed the building somehow. Again, the art, set a fire, you know, took hammers and just broke every fucking thing they could. That's not what I saw happening. And when the cops, again, the thing that I find the most interesting about those videos is that when the cops stepped out of the people's way, the people didn't drag them down and start, you know, pummeling them the best they could, you know, all kicking on them and, you know, just beating them to a pulp. They patted them on the shoulder and they just moved right past them. You know, when they, that's what I saw. So it's this poisoning mind. These people, the way they do this stuff, you know, it's like they talk about how these Republicans are talking about how this, you know, they're whitewashing what went on at the Capitol. And, you know, they're lying about it. They're just like they're lying about the election. And again, it's this division thing, the Republicans. But they're lying about what happened at the Capitol. So if you look at what happened with the media, okay, with the 2000 election is a good example. The 2003 war in Iraq is a great example because, again, we were lied to. And it wasn't just George W. Bush and Dick Cheney who lied to us. It was, a pizza gift card giveaway coming up momentarily as soon as I can stop babbling on. It wasn't just George W. Bush and Dick Cheney and Donald Rumsfeld and Susan Rice. It was, Condoleezza Rice. It was, it was the media. The media helped them all the way, every step of the way. They were never challenged on stuff. And, you know, boom. You know, there's a million people. George Bush lied, Dick Cheney lied. They all lied. And then, you know, we have to look forward. We can't look backward, blah, blah, blah. You know, what kind of a nation would we be if we actually held people accountable? And yet we have to hold every fucking teenage marijuana user accountable. Make sure that their lives are stained for the rest of their lives. Let's see. So, as I was saying, Jackie Cat generously helped us reach our goal, our $30 goal, by supplying 2/3 of it from tonight and another 20% of it from last week. You're so wonderful. Thank you very much, Jackie Cat. And moderating every day of the week. Man, boy, can I pick them. So we have the ability to now give away the pizza gift card giveaway. Pizza gift card giveaway. We're going to do it to the 5th caller. Do it and do it and do it well. So, if you want the pizza gift card giveaway, and I know everybody wants pizza, don't let Dr. Mongo Dude get it, because I know he likes pizza. So, if you want to call, the number's right there on the screen. 5th caller gets the pizza gift card giveaway. the lovely Domino's Pizza gift card. Unofficial sponsor. Domino's Pizza. Domino's.com. All right, where were we? I'm about to play another video. Oh, Portland Riot Police. Let's do that. I'm going to play the white privilege card first because being able to give away a pizza gift card giveaway, you know.
Trump won the election. Among the suspects' possessions, this is real, a white privilege card. I want you to take a look at this. It's a fake white privilege credit card. Subtitle, Trump's everything. The card holder, scot-free, with 2 T's. Scot-free is actually spelled with 1 T, but, you know, 2 T's on that card. That one piece of evidence, an insight into the man's state of mind, that he can get away with anything because of his skin color. His lawyer saying this to CNN. This was a guy simply following.
Okay. We need a graphic that says pizza gift card giveaway. Call now. Maybe we get someone to respond then. I guess you people don't really love pizza, do you? I like pizza. That's fine. I like pizza. And tea. And cold beverage. Slurping it. So, if you want to call, the number's right there on the screen, 805-6696-397. Fifth caller gets the pizza gift card right here. This is not a game, people. Can't you see that? We're serious here at Mox News. Especially on Fridays. It's the weekend. No one wants to pick up the phone. It's fine. I'm going to play another video and then we're out of here. I have a video about the Portland Riot Police. I put on the Do Not Disturb because no one's calling. The Portland Riot Police. Let's see, Portland Riot Police. Oh, they all quit. They all quit because apparently someone, one of their comrades in blue apparently got charged with hitting someone from behind with their baton. The person was moving away from them and they chased after them and hit them in the back with the baton, throwing them to the ground. And that person, that police officer, was charged with, I don't know, some kind of like assault, second-degree assault or something like that. And hello, caller.
Am I the fifth caller?
Not yet. You're the first caller.
Am I the fucking fifth caller?
No.
Or what?
No.
Well, you're supposed to hang up like immediately. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, I'll hang up.
Don't tell me how to do my show. Why is everybody telling me how to do my shit, man? I know how to do my fucking shit, okay? I've been doing this fucking shit a long time. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Craig says you have to have an address to win, so don't call back.
Wanted to take this call.
Hello?
Hello, am I the fifth caller?
No, you're the second caller.
My name's Dawn. Hello?
Do you have an address, Sean?
Dawn.
Dawn.
Sir, it's Dawn, sir.
I'm sorry, do you
Do
have
I have an address? Yeah.
Do you have an address,
Yeah, I
Ron?
do.
Ron, do you have an address?
Yes, I have an address. You're in the fucking middle of my area, but if I'm the fifth caller, I would really like to donate, you know,
No.
gift card to.
You're
like,
the first caller.
Like a Murder Hornets.
Sunday? Murder Hornet Sunday?
I want to donate the pizza gift card to like a Murder Hornets hospital for people that have been,
Murder Horneted?
Murder Hornet. They deserve a little pizza. And I think I can do that.
That's very generous of you.
If I'm the fifth caller, then
You're the first caller.
This is fucking bullshit. I am the fucking second caller currently. All right, I gotta call back.
Good. Yay. Okay, so if you'd like to win the lovely pizza gift card giveaway, and we like doing this because it's so exciting. It's so exciting when we get to do this. I mean, it just clicks, click, 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 clicks. So, if you'd like to win the pizza gift card giveaway, now's your chance. Pizza gift card giveaway. The number's right there on the screen. 805-669-6397. Caller, you're number 3.
Hello, this is Kim Jong-un. You ship a pizza to North Korea?
Not tonight.
I'm sorry, I call back some other time.
Okay. Caller number 3, Kim Jong-il. I thought Kim Jong-il was dead. I hear there's a big pizza shortage in North Korea. I should have asked Mr. Un about that. I guess there's not a pizza shortage for anyone else, though, huh? All right, so that's our third caller. We have the pizza gift card giveaway. If we don't get another caller momentarily, I'm going to play a video because I have one left about the Portland Riot Police quitting. And one of the things that they talk about in the Portland Riot Police quitting video is they talk about that they got hit with bottles of urine, right? And by bottles, they mean plastic water bottles. And by urine, I'm not sure exactly what they mean by urine. But I have some idea. At any rate, they talk about getting hit with plastic bottles of urine, right? Which, whatever. But if you think about what it is that they did in return, actually not in return, this is what the people did after the police started acting like, you know, they're the boss of them and they have to go away, and they didn't go away, and then the police tried to make them go away. But the way the police did it is not with plastic bottles filled with urine. The police did it by dropping tear gas on them, by using rubber bullets. In case you don't remember, they used rubber bullets on protesters in Portland. Hello, caller.
Oh, shit, this is... Oh, Mike from SoCal. How are you doing tonight, Michael? Did I win?
No, you're the first caller.
God damn it. Oh. Well...
Don't hurt yourself.
I'll call back. I'll call back. Okay. I'll try again.
Good luck. Okay, again, they talk about how the Portland police were hit with bottles of urine, right? And plastic bottles, be clear. And as I was saying, the Portland police use rubber bullets. They use tear gas. They use flashbang frag grenades. which make make your hearing go away, and they shoot all these little pieces of metal in all directions, and people get injured from them very badly. I've talked about a young, like 90-pound woman in Seattle over the last summer, who got hit directly in the chest with a flashbang grenade, and her heart stopped immediately. So, and that's not an accidental shot. She was the only one in the street. Everybody else was back, I don't know, and she got hit directly in the chest. Made an example of. Her heart stopped immediately. If there weren't medics on the site, she would have died. And again, that's a little different from having a bottle of urine, a plastic bottle of urine thrown at you. Urine. Again, I don't know what it is that's being thrown at them. They say it's urine, whatever. They say it's urine, I guess it's urine. So, oh my God, they got hit with a bottle of urine, right?
Press 1 to take this call.
Hello, caller.
Hello, Michael. This is Matthew McConaughey. How are you doing tonight?
I guess better than you.
I'm Matthew McConaughey. Definitely not doing better. Do you do Lincoln commercials? No.
No, that's correct. I do not. And nor would I if I was a big movie star.
I just so happened to be on my phone hanging out my weekend, and I decided to look for live streams, and you pulled up. Good
Awesome.
for you. I'm glad you're out there in the world.
Yeah, me too.
So, this is Matthew McConaughey.
We got that part, Matthew.
Listen, did I win the pizza gift card or not? Because I swear to God, this is a big fucking...
Hey, in order for you to win the pizza gift card, you're going to have to make a $1,000 donation, Matthew.
I'm trying to get sponsored. I'm trying to renew this contract over here at Lincoln. And
Don't worry, you can do it. Glad to know you're still out there, Matthew. I hope you call back soon. Bye. Caller number 1, Matthew McConaughey. Don't you want me to do another dab for you people? It's right there on the screen. It's written out. Dabs for Donations Friday. Wait, is that on the screen? It was on the screen. Let's see. What are we doing here? Oh, right. They have a video about the Portland police, right? We were talking about the Portland police and how they had a bottle of urine thrown on them. And they used rubber bullets and flashbang frag grenades and tear gas. And there was some other fucking crime against humanity thing that they were using. Oh, besides batons. There was one other thing that, you know, is one of those over-the-top things. I can't remember. Can't think of what it is at the moment. How rude. Hello, caller.
hello, this is fucking John P. Wilson, batch number 9272,849. I am with the current fucking Riot police that is currently fucking quit on the fucking job.
Right on, John. You're caller number 1. Call back quick. What now? All right. So, what I was saying, all right, let's see, Dabs for Donations Friday. And if you'd like me to do a big fat dab for you, just give a donation and I'll do a dab in your honor. All right. Portland Riot Police. Flashbang grenades, flashbang frag grenades. Again, they shoot stuff off in every direction, okay? And people get black eyes. They get these big welts all over their body. Tear gas. There's other stuff. Rubber bullets. They were using something else. I don't know why I can't think of it. So, I thought that was a very interesting video. And again, it's a little bit whiny, you know, like these big tough guys who've seen action in Afghanistan and Iraq. They're whining about getting hit with a plastic bottle. Meanwhile, they're shooting rubber bullets and flashbang frag grenades and tear gas. Tear gas is considered to be a war crime if you use it on the battlefield, which is one of these things where you never see it on the battlefield, do you? They don't ever talk about how they use tear gas on this thing to get rid of these people on the battlefield, because it would be considered a war crime. Hello, caller.
Hello, my name is Kathleen. I work down at the local homeless shelter and Catholic church. I was recommended to call you because you're trying to give away food to the homeless, and we would love your donation.
Everybody wants my donation.
Sir? Are you... So you're ready to give? That's amazing. I feel it in your heart. You're going to give this pizza gift card away to children.
Actually, we were thinking about giving it to someone living in a van down by the river.
You need to give this pizza gift card to a child that plays video games.
You know, we don't want to push diabetes on some little kid who should be off exercising instead of eating doughy fat. We'll probably give it to somebody who's living in a van down by the river.
My name is Marsh. I don't even remember my name currently, but it's Marshing Wallace or some shit.
You said Kathleen.
Kathleen. This is Kathleen. Middle name Karen. And if you don't give this fucking gift card to the children, I'm gonna fucking go full fucking Karen currently. I swear to God, I will raise
All right.
fire.
You're caller number 1. Call back soon.
God damn.
And if you'd like to win the pizza gift card giveaway right here, we're giving it away to the 5th caller right now. 5th caller wins the pizza gift card giveaway. All you have to do is call the number on the screen, people. That's all you have to do. 5th caller wins a pizza. Don't you want to win a pizza? Who the fuck doesn't want to win a pizza? I'm just wondering. I know I would like to win a pizza. I remember when I was a kid and they used to have these giveaways all the time on the radio stations, right? And you'd be like the 10th caller or whatever, and you'd have to answer this trivia question. I remember I won a transistor radio one time, and I was so excited about that. But I think I would have been even more excited if I won a fucking pizza. You know what I'm saying? Hello, caller.
Hello, is this Alcoholics Anonymous?
The what now?
Is this Alcoholics Anonymous?
What's your name?
My name is Douche Nozzle. That's what I named myself on my Facebook page. I really feel ashamed of that, and I feel like that I need to seek help.
There's no doubt in our minds that you need to seek help.
I was thinking that I should seek help because I named myself Dude Nozzle on Facebook, and my mom seen it. Just freaking stuff. I'm embarrassed.
All right. Well, you're caller number 1. Call back soon. Let's see. Where were we at?
Here's a suggestion. Just don't be
Let's
a-holes.
see.
Here's a
were
suggestion.
at,
Just don't be a-holes.
where were we at?
Here's a suggestion.
Let's
Just
see.
don't be a-holes.
Oh, right.
Here's a
Portland
suggestion.
police and
Just
old
don't
plastic
be a-holes.
bottle and
Here's
how
a
hard
suggestion.
it is being
Just
a
don't
cop.
be
And
a-holes.
we all quit
Here's a suggestion.
because
Just don't
no
be
one
a-holes.
respects us.
Here's a suggestion.
Not even
Just
the
don't be
city
a-holes.
council.
Here's a suggestion. Just don't be a-holes.
Hello, caller.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Manny.
Hey, long time no hear from you.
Oh, well, we're here every night, man.
Well, I'm looking at that apparently you're doing some sort of contest.
Yeah, you're caller number 5, Manny. You just won the pizza.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! What kind of pizza? Papa John?
Nope, Domino's.
Hooray! So what should I do to get the pizza?
Craig has to get your address and he'll send it to you.
Right now?
Yeah.
Holy cow!
Not on the air. Craig's gonna take you off the air and then he'll get your address.
Whoa! But right now it's like 38 pizza. 38. What about? Is he like give you like a gift card or something to do it on Sunday?
Yeah, it's a gift card.
Oh, perfect. All right, man. Perfect. Awesome. I thought he was gonna do actually call right now and deliver it to my home at this point.
No, it's a gift card. He's gonna send it to you.
Awesome.
Play the bright side and we'll go off the air with Manny. I'll forward it.
Okay, hold on just a sec, everybody. We'll be right back.
Manny, hang on.
I mean, this coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. I wish the coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition.
All right, so Manny wins the gift card. That was kind of cool. Manny calls all the time, and he's a major troll. He gives me a hard time. He tries to set me off every chance he gets, so it's good to see him win. Let's see, where were we? Oh, right, Portland Police. We have to play the Portland Police video, how they all quit, because it seems to me, again, that these cops who are supposed to be so tough and, you know, seen action in Iraq and action in Afghanistan, and, you know, these really hardcore guys who train and train and train, you know, they're shooting at civilians. How can that be possible? They're shooting them with rubber bullets, sure. They're shooting them with not real frag grenades, but they're shooting them with flashbang frag grenades, which can kill them. As I said earlier, 90-pound girl, dead center in her chest, in this downtown Seattle area. She's the only one standing there in the street. It's not an accidental shot, and they know what it'll do. And her heart stopped immediately. So, and they got hit with a plastic bottle with some unknown substance in it. Oh man, life is so cruel when you're a cop. I don't know how they endured so much. All right, so if you want to call, the number's right there on the screen. It's 805-669-6397. I'm going to play this clip now about Portland police, riot police, quitting from being riot police officers.
Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds signing a Republican-led bill increasing penalties for crimes committed during protests. Under the new law, rioting is now a felony, not a misdemeanor, and the punishment for certain protest-related activities, like blocking streets, is more severe. Iowa becomes the 10th state to impose new laws after last summer's riots and protests in response to the murder of George Floyd.
And Trace, the entire riot squad in Portland, Oregon, quitting the specialized police unit after one officer was charged with assault during a riot that happened last summer. Dan Springer is on this live from Seattle for us. Hi, Dan.
Yeah, hi, Sandra. The Portland's rapid response team has been really in the crosshairs, the most dangerous situations in Portland since about 2017, when at the time they were trying to keep separated Antifa and the Proud Boys. But for the last 14 months, of course, they have been under regular attack from anarchists who want all police abolished. Night after night last summer, we saw them get abused verbally and physically during protests. We saw them make well over 1,000 arrests, including many for felony rioting, only to see the district attorney decide not to prosecute the vast majority of them. All this while the city council cut their budget. Then this week, the DA Mike Schmidt filed an assault charge against an RRT member for shoving a protester with his baton. The police union president said, quote, "This decorated public servant has been caught in the crossfire of agenda-driven city leaders and a politicized criminal justice system." A state lawmaker believes the assault charge was the last straw for the whole team.
They have stuff thrown at them. They have urine thrown on them. They are subjected to Molotov cocktails. And for the past year and a half, and even before that, they've been willing to stand up and be subjected to that. The system right now has let them down.
All 50 members of the rapid response team quit that volunteer detail yesterday, leaving patrol officers to handle the big protests and riots. Officers who are not specially trained and experienced in crowd control, defensive tactics, and less lethal munitions in riot situations. Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler is so concerned about losing that expertise that he has asked Governor Kate Brown to have the state patrol's mobile response team on standby and to be ready to activate the Oregon National Guard if necessary. But the city's council's most vocal critic of police says basically good riddance. Joanne Hardesty wants the city to formally disband the rapid response team, saying, quote, "What today's action says is that some Portland police officers believe they are above the law." The rapid response team is a voluntary position, so they quit, but they are still police officers. And all this is happening, Sandra, as Portland is experiencing rampant crime. They have a record number of homicides in that city so far this year, and violence is off the charts. Sandra?
Absolutely. A story you've been following there on the ground for quite some time. Dan Springer, thank you.
All right, so again, that's Capitol on January 6th right there. And I think we can see who the real threat is, right? Not these people looking through the window. It's the people who have the guns pointed at the heads of those people. The people who shot Ashley Babbitt. That's the real threat. So and now those people are terrorists, you know? It's very, very sad. Hello, caller.
Hey, Mark. Sorry, this is Manny again.
Hey, Manny.
Just to make my opinion. Hey, by the way, thank you for the picture, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome from you.
Yeah, I know.
So you also want to send me a couple of stickers, most new stickers.
Okay, cool. We'll get you a business card too, and we'll get you a My Cock for President postcard. I hope.
Awesome.
Yeah.
A most new sticker will be awesome as well, though. Anyway, back to business. So I saw the video about what's going on with Portland, man, and it's really depressing, though. But you know what I think is going to happen, though, and this is going to be even more sad, though. People will snap big time to the point that people will take business into their own hands. They're going to literally, and I bet you that somebody's going to grab their guns and they're going to start shooting all the Antifa people, and they will not care. They are tired and they want order. Because Antifa, I understand their whole concept that they want to disband the police and they want to abolish the police and stuff. They want to create the little semi-communist utopia. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Do you understand also that the media is doing everything in its power to make the protesters look as if they are violent without being provoked in any way by the police?
It's something like that, Max.
What's
And I
that?
understand that, but it's always been like that.
It doesn't seem like that because, look, Manny, I don't know if you remember last summer, but we watched night after night in Portland. We watched the protesters, and they would sit there, and they would sit there, and they would sit there, and then the cops would come out, and they start shooting them and dropping tear gas on them, shooting them with rubber bullets. Which is very dangerous. It can put eyes out and a whole bunch of other stuff. It can definitely kill people. And dropping tear gas and flashbang grenades on them. It was very violent, and the violence, the people would not be violent. They wouldn't respond. And again, they weren't violently responding. They're shooting with fireworks very rarely, and then throwing I guess plastic bottles at them. But it wasn't like somehow they're shooting at them or throwing grenades at them. And it wasn't until it was provoked by the police night after night, because the people would gather there in giant crowds, and they'd sit there, and they'd get bigger and bigger crowds every time the police attacked them. Not because the people were attacking the police, but because the people were there protesting, and the police attacked them. And then the crowds got bigger, and then they got bigger again. So, and it was clear that that's what was happening. So I don't know what you saw, Manny, but that's what I saw.
And I understand enough. But also at the same time, the regular folks, I'm not talking about the protesters, the regular folks are tired. And I'm afraid that one of those normies are going to snap big time. They want to get their gun and do it.
Okay, yeah, they're going to snap. Okay, you're talking about a crazy person. Okay, you talk about, oh, I'm afraid someone with a gun's going to do this crazy thing. Okay, that's what crazy people do. Okay, there's an added sense of crazy because of the fucking plague, and we're all going to die, we're all going to die, we're all going to die every fucking day, never ending. Okay, oh, now you have to get a booster shot, and we're all going to die anyways because, we're all going to die, we're all going to die. It doesn't end. Okay, so yeah, there's crazy people. It's not like we're addressing that there's crazy people. It's what you're saying is like, oh, these protesters are causing it. Okay, if they're causing it, then what you're also saying is that guns are causing all these violent mass shootings, and we have to do something about guns. Okay, but I don't hear you saying that. And I don't know why you're so against freedom of speech and the right to protest.
I see. Anyways, that's all I have to say, Bob. I feel like eventually somebody's going to snap and it's going to create more chaos and it's going to try to... Because there's so much chaos right now and people just want order. And somebody's going to come and create that order, but unfortunately people have to pay the consequences.
You know what, man? You say people want order. People want a lot of things, okay? And it's probably a good thing to want because it makes you leave the house. If it wasn't for want, I just sit at home and watch cartoons and call the pizza dude and, chill, smoke bong hits. So it's good to want, so because that way you leave the house, But I don't think that you say the people want this, the people want that. I don't think it's that simple. And I think what the people really want is their freedom. And I don't understand why you seem to be so threatened by people trying to express, to the government that, they're not being just.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's my nature, though.
To side with the government?
Not really, though. It's just my nature that what people just want to live a normal life, want everything back to normal, and the protests are not helping them.
Well, normal is siding with the police, right, Manny?
Kind of, but not 100%.
Okay, because that's what I hear. I mean, this is what we're talking about. We're also talking about people's right to do, you know, and this is what we're hearing again and again. They want to shut down people's freedom of speech on the internet, and they're doing brainwashing campaigns to get you to want to support moderation of content on the internet. And they want to clamp down all the freedom on the internet. And at the beginning of that Portland story, I don't know if you saw it, they're criminalizing protest more and more and more. Multiple states, they said, are making protesting when it becomes, you know, out of control, which again, the police provocate. You know, they're the ones who are starting this. I don't know. You remember Rambo? Remember that movie Rambo?
Long time ago.
Yeah,
I actually remember Rambo 3, I believe.
Yeah, did you see Did you see the
fighting
first movie?
Long time ago.
Okay,
I remember
Rambo.
Rambo
I don't know if you remember how it started. Okay, but Rambo was just this guy with a backpack walking through this town, hitchhiking, and the cops came along and started giving him a hard time. And then they wouldn't leave him alone, and finally they hurt him, right? And he was, you know, just walking with his backpack. And then it was, they drew first blood. That's what it was all about. And that's what it's like with these cops, man. We're out here protesting. We're just making sure the government hears what we're saying. And the cops come along and they drop tear gas and they drop flashbang grenades and they use pepper spray. Again, tear gas on the battlefield in Afghanistan, in Iraq, in Libya, in Syria. If it was used by the U.S. government, it would be considered a war crime. That's the reason you never hear of it being used in the battlefield, because it would be like any other chemical gas, okay? Which is considered to be a war crime because, you know, there's all kinds of the poisons that you can put in that. It's like the sickest way to kill people. So, that's what the police in this country are doing to people expressing their freedom of speech. And I don't think that's right. And I don't know how you can't be on the side of freedom, Manny. I mean, knowing what you know, experiencing what you've experienced, how can you not want to side with the people in the street demanding that their government hear their voices?
That's a tough question, Max. That I don't think I'm going to be able to give you a straight answer on that one, though.
Okay.
But anyways, I just wanted to make that comment. I just want to say hi and thanks for the
You
pizza.
just wanted to get a pizza out of us. No, that's good, Manny. I'm glad you got the pizza, dude. I'm glad you got the pizza. And I hope that you have a nice weekend. Is it pretty hot where you are already?
Yeah, it was 100 degrees out today, dude.
100 and what?
5 p.m., 100 degrees outside.
Yeah,
We're
that's
in Mr.
fucking
Washington.
hot. Are you growing marijuana?
No.
No, you should, man.
There are farms outside of the countryside that are actually doing it, though.
Oh, right on.
Legally.
Yeah.
And I know people that work on the farms.
Excellent. It's good to have
farm
friends.
Workers that work in the farms.
Yeah.
I mean, these are no longer your backyard type of farms. This is like actual professional, industrial type farms where they have like the greenhouse. Like this is huge amount of marijuana being planted in a very professional way. This is not your backyard type of farm anymore that you see in Eastern Washington.
Yeah, no,
I
I
there's
know.
nothing wrong with that.
Those guys are set up. It's a business, you know. Every plant is like got a serial number and everything.
It is, and there's labs, and there's to extract the oil, or there's labs to do the biology, what it calls the phyto, when they do the testing on the marijuana and stuff. Like, this is legit, man, box. This is like, it's no different than planting cherries or grapes for the wine. It's basically the same level now. It's even more profitable than actually the apple in some instances. You know, Eastern Washington is well known for their apples.
Yeah.
I feel like marijuana is overtaking the apple industry.
Well, the apples take a long time to grow, and if you have a bad summer or whatever time it is that they grow, because they grow at all different seasons, I think, you know, when it's warm enough. But if you have a bad season, that's something that doesn't really happen in the marijuana industry or cannabis industry. If if you're a professional, you're a retail grower, you have everything set up that you need. But I understand it takes a long time to grow an apple. I think the trees have to be like pretty old in order to produce food, apples, edible apples. And so I think that's why cannabis is a much better industry, because it's it's all controlled, and there's very little that can go wrong. So, and the other thing about it though, Manny, is that you can grow this in your backyard. And that's the thing that's really good about it, because it's not, you can grow really pretty flowers. You're like talking about how making wine and growing grapes. Again, grapes are one of these things that take a long time until they produce proper grapes to make proper wine out of. So, and that's the reason a lot of these French grapes are so sought after, because the vineyards are like, the grapevines are hundreds of years old. So
that's true.
Yeah. So the thing about the cannabis, though, you don't have to. It's like you're saying, it's going to overtake the apples and all this stuff. The thing about the cannabis is you don't have to know how to make wine out of it. You just, all you have to know is how to grow a pretty flower, and you can do that in your backyard. You don't need all this like distillery or whatever, barrels to put to stomp the grapes in, and all the fermenting process. It sounds like, you grow flowers and you crush them up and put them in your pipe.
I know. Anyway, Mark, just want to say hi, and yeah.
Okay, man, it's good to hear from you. Congratulations on the pizza.
All right. Woohoo, pizza.
Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Take it easy.
Okay, did I play the Portland video? I played the Portland video. That's all my videos. I think I played the Bright Side like 3 times. They're our unofficial sponsor. And we had a musical interlude on top of it. On top of everything. I even played the white privilege card. So, we do this every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time. Not only did I play the white privilege card, we gave away a pizza gift card to a regular caller. And he was calling to win the pizza gift card. It wasn't just like, hey, what's happening, Mox? He's like, did you say something about a contest? Yes, I did, and you're the 5th caller. So, it was so exciting. We should do this every Friday, don't you think? I do. Craig does. Jackie Cat does. This episode of Friday Night Dabs for Donations Pizza Gift Card Giveaway was brought to you by Jackie Cat. Thanks so much, Jackie Cat. Hopefully next week's episode will not have to be brought to you by Jackie Cat, because she's too wonderful. So, let's see, where were we? Right. We do this every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, which means we'll be back. It's going to be 90 degrees on Monday. So, we'll try and be back on Monday, same Mox time, same Mox channel. And until then, stay cool, because one of these days, this war is going to end. Stay cool till then.
No matter which mouth you feed on a 2-headed snake, it still shits the same turd. But lucky for you, you have Mox News. More than 10 years. More than 60,000 videos. Mox News has been filtering the nonsense and illuminating the bullshit from your mainstream media. Turn off your TV and turn on to Mox News. For over a decade, documenting the socio-political events that have etched and carved the pathways that define today's modern mess, Mox News has been providing clarity while faithfully bringing you today's relevant stories 100% commercial-free and subscription-free. And just like Lady Liberty vows to remain free. But at this time, we're asking you for your help, your patronage, and your support to keep the lights on and the videos rolling For less than 17 cents per day, you can become a basic subscriber, knowing that your donation is truly making a difference that will help continue bringing the news stories that make a difference in your life. Turn on, tune in, and drop a couple dimes today by clicking the link below or visiting moxnews.com and show your support at any level. From a single one-time donation or dedicated monthly subscriber, do it now in less than 2 minutes. All donations are safe, securely processed, and verified using PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. As always, we're sure you'll find something of interest each and every day. This holiday season, give the gift of Mox. moxnews.com.
All right, so it appears that I owe Billy a dab. So for those of you that are still here, I'm going to do a dab for Billy, Bill E. And, and lucky me from Billy. I'm going to do a big fat dab for Billy, and I think that that's a nice way to go out. I think it's even nicer. They're able to come back in the middle of our, Mox News sign off and go, oh, breaking news. We got to do a dab for Bill E. Bill E is the man. Thank you, Bill E. We'll do that dab here momentarily, Bill E. Let me heat up this thing. Excuse me while I whip this out. What now?
You need to press 1 to take this
I'm
call.
pressing 1. What?
Hello, my name is William. Did I win the gift card?
William what?
William Dick Fucker shit, bitch.
No, that's not you.
What?
Manny won the gift card.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit. That son of a bitch. I'm fucking pissed.
Don't you talk about his mom like that. Don't you talk about his mom like that.
I fucking tried so hard to win this fucking goddamn fucking gift card. And you people over there...
Who are you calling you people? Who are you calling you people?
Yeah, I'm calling you and Craig and all your fucking police Nazi moderators out right now making fucking everything difficult over here so that fucking nobody can win this fucking goddamn... This shit's rigged. This shit is fucking rigged over here. This is super bullshit Tron. Okay? And I know.
Stick to one personality at a time, okay?
This is super fucking bullshit Tron, and I know this shit is fucking rigged over there. And I swear to God, I've called in 92 fucking times in the last fucking, in that whole fucking deal. And Manny fucking wins the fucking gift card? Are you fucking kidding me? How the fuck does this guy fucking win the fucking gift card? I don't understand it.
Well, he has an address that we can mail it to. He's not living in a van down by the river.
No, I'm not living. I'm living in fucking, like a legit fucking superhero shit, bitch. And, like, nobody wants
a superhero
to
shit.
Really.
A superhero shit sounds extra stinky.
So I'm fucking pissed off at Manny right now. And I'm telling you, Manny, if you're out there and you're listening to this, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. I am going to get this pizza gift card from you. And I will not stop until I fucking reach it. Manny, you son of a bitch. Michael.
I told you not to talk about his mom like that.
I wasn't actually talking about his fucking mom.
This one's
It's
for
just a
Bill
saying
E.
out there.
Thanks, Bill E.
It's just a saying out there in the world. People say, you son of a bitch, and they don't actually automatically think about fucking somebody's fucking mother, Michael. Jesus fucking Christ. It's another fucking reason why Super Bullshit Tron is out here on the word earth trying to fucking help everyone understand. Don't be doing a bunch of fucking bullshit. Okay? Hey, Michael, do you got like a spare pizza gift card to spare?
Not for you.
You know what? Go fuck yourself. Okay? Alright, I'm just out here saving the fucking world. I gotta go.
I told you have to have an address.
I have some shit to
A
do.
van down by the river is not an address.
Blah, blah, blah.
I can't put that on an envelope, can I?
Do you even own a van? At least I own a van, bitch. I gotta go.
All right. All right. That was Super Bullshit Tron. And that last fat dab was for Bill E. Thanks so much, Bill. It's very nice of you. All right. So, if you'd like to leave a donation, it's easy to do. You can go to moxnews.com, or there are clickable links in the text body of this video. So, until then, I hope we see you next week, because it's always better when you're here. Don't forget.
I mean, this coalition of misfits, and they cobble together, and they don't attack each other. They stay united. I wish the coalition of misfits, and they cobble together, and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together, and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together, and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble together, and they don't attack each other. They stay united. Coalition of misfits, and they cobble